Right.
Masks on tight and ready for the fight. In the city of shadows they bring the light. Leaping off rooftops, hearts burning red. Villains beware, heroes overhead. In capes and suits they stand tall and brave, defending the night from the darkest wave. Through alleys and streets they swiftly glide, with justice and honor fighting side by side. Crime-fighting luchadores in the moon's warm glow. With every punch and kick their legend grows. Shouting freedom and truth across the barrio. Heroes we need in the world we know. From dawn till dusk they never cease, chasing down wrong till the city finds peace. With courage raw and a heart so pure, no evil can ever be sure. In the heart of night they keep watch close, torch bearers of justice, fierce as a rose. Not for fame or riches do they fight, but for a better world with all their might. Crime-fighting luchadores in the moon's warm glow. With every punch and kick their legend grows. Shouting freedom and truth across the barrio. Heroes we need in the world we know.
Good evening, gamers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Crime Fighting Luchadores. My test with the starting soon screen went horribly wrong. I thought we were all going to be able to hear each other still, and we couldn't, which kind of backfired on me, but whatever. Welcome to episode 2, season 2, episode 2, part 2. Wow, that was a mouthful.
Hello, Luchadores!
We are going to take on the Red Menace tonight. And whether or not I am part of the Red Menace will remain to be seen. We'll see how bad I've gone.
Well, you're kind of sporting some particular colors.
We'll see, though. You know, it could be a red herring. No pun intended.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
But welcome, everybody. Get ready to have some fun. And let's get ready to rumble. Should we do an intro of everybody? Or I think everyone kind of knows who we are by now. Loud, obnoxious, and wild people.
If you don't know, look up the other episodes, the first episodes. Otherwise, you'll be completely lost.
Yep. So I will turn it over to our amazing referee, Eric.
Yay!
Hey, everybody. Man, all right. Let's get this show on the road. When we left off last time, it was the aftermath of a mighty struggle. And it was basically Mighty Luchadores versus the Soviet monkeys of the moon base. And all around our heroes now lie a room full of dazed gorillas in Russian cosmonaut suits, KO'd by the Mighty Luchadores. And there they stand, ready to investigate this mysterious moon base. The canned air smells like banana daiquiris and squeeze tube space borscht and vodka and kind of the terrible smell of a monkey house, but that's just unwashed wrestlers. And all around them, 1960s Soviet era computers click and clack in their reel-to-reel spin back and forth, all driven by atomic power. Ah, man. All right. So today we have to find out mystery going on here on the moon. What are the abandoned Russian space apes doing up here? Are they the Red Menace or just unlucky gorillas on the moon? And who's the real villain here?
Sorry, guys. I was.
Or maybe
Nice.
I haven't even had a drink or anything today. I was just trying to get the Be Right Back screen put in there, and it went haywire on me.
I'm very worried about the kid, guys. He's acting extremely erratically again already.
He's already trying to sabotage us. He's already trying to sabotage us.
I am scrambling the transmission.
Woo! When we left off, you just finished an enormous fight. Many gorillas pouring in through the door up the ladder shaft that leads down into the deeper moon base. But victory is yours. All right, so now it's time to carry on with your investigation. What do you guys want to do to get started?
Do you still have the map of the compound that we used the last time?
Yeah.
Is it? Do you have it near? Dave?
I do. Let's see if I can actually do this without turning on music or anything. And
I think if I remember correctly, that we only cleaned 2 rooms up to date, right? Like the room number
one.
3. Yeah,
Number 3.
and the cannon operator, we got rid of him. We shot him in space.
Yeah, back at the artillery base. Yes.
Yes. So do you want to maybe just add it in front of us in room number 4?
We can do that. Before we do that, so there were gorillas that the kid instructed to go down. So I just wanted to remind people that there are gorillas like in the facility. There was questions about like infant gorillas maybe or something.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which I was sort of skeptical of to a degree. The kid has gone full Crimson Tide here on us. So.
Yeah, that's right. There were the baby gorillas in the downstairs room.
That's what they say.
Okay.
The Gorilla Ladies Auxiliary of the people.
We are. Yeah, we are on this level, so we can check out the number 4 room that's adjacent to us before going down.
Yeah, and we we searched the bodies, right? If I remember correctly.
I think so. I remember that. Wasn't there?
I believe so. Yeah.
A few assets that were recovered.
Okay, so let's head first for room number 4.
All right. Ooh,
and kid, you can be the last one in the marching order. Somebody has to keep an eye on you.
I think actually the kid can be second last because I'm going to be behind the kid. I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, that works.
All right.
One last thing I'll do before we leave room 3 is I want to see if any of these gorillas had like the placard of command badges on them.
Yeah, there was a base commander gorilla here that was in the room just as you guys entered in the first place. And indeed, his little cosmonaut uniform with the epaulettes on the shoulder does have a sort of rank insignia on the front, which you can remove. And
I will remove it and put it on, but as I am walking by Brick, I kind of elbow him a little bit, like a fun elbow. Like
I don't know how to react to that, and I'm just sort of left staring off into the corner of the room because I'm not sure what to do.
Dust yourself.
All right. Well,
Okay.
your crew bands together again, and fronted by Shooting Star and the Lumen, you make your way outside of the airlock door into the central shaft, which leads down via ladder into the deeper base and directly across to the airlock door to room number 4. Opening it up, there's just the slight hiss and then the loud squeal of a big, heavy submarine style airlock door being opened. And in you go to room number 4. This looks like commander's quarters. You would think that's what's in here. Um, Before you is a small entry area, and then the room descends a little deeper with a shallow sort of ramp into a room with two um, what do you call it? Air uh, pressurized sleeping chambers, one over the other, almost like bunk beds, and a really old style computer with a black and green CRT monitor and reel to reel tape on it. Little small like 5-inch reel to reel tapes clacking back and forth. It looks like it was just left on.
Oh. Okay. Is there a screen to project on, or maybe we can just project on the wall to see what's the tape about?
So the screen is kind of like an old Soviet military computer screen, and it's just it's almost like in the game Fallout, the black and green computer screen. So you can just go right up and read it. It is in Russian, as you might expect.
Hmm. Okay. So you want to play it?
The kid has been speaking some Russian. Maybe he can read Russian.
Yeah.
Well, how about hopping on over here and giving it a brains check?
Sure. The kid will hop over there. Oh, man, I don't have much in the brains category.
Too many headbutts.
Too many.
Yeah. Where is it? Oh, boy. Let's see what I get here. Ooh, yeah, I got a 3.
Hey,
Okay.
well, that might be not enough.
I don't think it will be.
You take a look at the Soviet computer screen with its thick, heavy glass, and it doesn't seem like anything. You're looking at all these crazy characters, backward C's and K's, and none of it really makes any sense. It just seems to be gibberish.
Oh.
I'm sitting there stroking my billy goat beard, and I turn around. What it says is, I don't know.
Okay, so we have the same level of comprehension of written Russian. Okay. Well,
this
so we
might-
have to use the computer in order to use the projector. They're tied together.
Oh, well, I should say, I meant to imply that the computer has like a regular computer screen, but it does lack a projector. It's just a sort of,
Oh, okay.
its memory is old reel-to-reel tapes.
Oh, okay. I see. Like
in like
okay.
1950s sci-fi movies where the
Yeah,
big
yeah, yeah.
computers the size of a locker have the tape spinning back and forth.
Okay, my bad. I misunderstood. Okay.
Oh,
Well, is there a post-it somewhere, or maybe a piece of paper with a written code, or something that maybe are they any drawers or a board or something that could
right?
help?
Well, let's see. I feel like on an upside, the computer is designed for a gorilla. And so it's very simple. There are just 4 lines of Russian words. maybe even with like a big 1 and then a bunch of Russian, 2 and a bunch of Russian. And you can see that the heavy duty metal keyboard meant to be, jabbed by gorilla fingers is, has like little up down buttons, and you could probably navigate among the 4 options and kind of see what they do. And fortunately, it's not a super difficult thing since there's only 4 possible options.
So it's pretty much like a Fallout computer.
Yeah,
Like a Fallout
I guess
hacking.
in that way, yes. Yes, very much.
Okay, so let's type in 1 to 4.
All right. So testing out option option number 1, it seems to bring up just a big wall of more Russian text, more unintelligible Cyrillic alphabet documentation. It goes, and you can hear and see the little 5-inch reel-to-reel is just spinning and spinning and spinning as it's sort of computing in a 1960 sense. Then suddenly the green Russian text that's flashing, up the monitor stops, and it then just has 2 sort of simple, like 8-bit symbols on the screen, a banana on the left-hand side,
Okay.
and a radiation symbol on the right-hand side. And there's kind of like a sort of symbol/symbol up at the top that looks very much like maybe a yes, no kind of a thing.
Okay.
This computer is so old, it doesn't have a mouse. So it's just the little arrow buttons on the keyboard move you between like the maybe yes, maybe no, and then down in between banana and radiation symbol. Do you want to do anything? There is a big button with the left pointing arrow in the upper left-hand corner too.
Yeah, well, we'll go for the banana because we don't want to get blasted. Maybe it was to activate the cannon that we broke, but maybe it's something else like auto destruction, or I don't know. So I'm gonna go for the banana symbol.
Okay, so when you hit the banana symbol, there's another moment where the screen switches over to a cascade, an upwardly scrolling cascade of green Russian, and then it settles in to imagine like an old dot matrix printer ASCII model of like molecules, with the little slashes and equal signs and then different what is that thing? Elemental table things. It's kind of showing a bunch of molecules on it, and you are seeing kind of a complex molecular model of something, and then underneath it is one a word in Russian that looks. It almost looks like the word execute. Except that the symbols are a little off, and then the other side looks the symbols are a little less guessable, but there seems to be 2 options here.
So do we press execute?
Go for it.
Who votes for pressing execute?
I wonder if this is how I was made.
Yeah, maybe we'll create 10 more gorillas. But hey, if we don't press it, we'll never know, right?
Woo!
Okay, so living on the edge, press the execute button.
Yeah. All right. Smashing down that execute button. It takes a moment, and then on this map, just to the left of the 2 stacked on top of each other hyperbaric sleeping chambers, there are these doors set in the wall that you kind of see. It's almost like little lockers or, like old style 1950s refrigerator doors, with that kind of big little, that metal sort of lever handle. If you remember, like really old, early
Yeah.
60s, late 50s refrigerators. And one of them makes kind of a little, I want to describe this as sort of a Soviet buzzer sound for a minute, or, a few seconds.
Like a klaxon type thing, or?
Well, I'll try. It's kind of like a,
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
but the light above it is now green.
Okay. So I'll pull the handle
All
to
right, it opens up.
open the locker. Yeah.
Inside is a refrigerated space in which is now a sort of I'd say like a brushed aluminum or tin cup with a thick yellow frosty sludge in it.
Okay.
It looks kind of like a yellow smoothie.
Wow. Who wants to transform into a gorilla?
It definitely smells like bananas.
No shit. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to go down that road.
Maybe if we give it to the kid, it'll even him out a bit.
Okay. You want to drink it, kid?
Yeah.
All right.
It smells really great.
You thirsty now?
Man, so you swipe up the frosty tin mug and chug down what basically tastes like a banana smoothie. Sure enough, it's cold. It's kind of smoothie-like, almost like a milkshake sort of. And within a few moments, I don't recall if in our last session you had lost any stamina to the mighty battle against the monkeys, but you'll regain 3 points of stamina, and
Ooh.
you definitely feel like pretty good about it. It's very, very filling. Like you feel like you've just had, like a decent meal, like a good meal. You feel like full up just from chugging down that one smoothie.
Okay. Well, good for you. Did you add any stamina left?
No, I didn't. So that
Oh,
worked
okay.
out great.
All right.
This was delicious.
He does look okay. For the rest of you guys watching carefully to see if he suddenly turns into a gorilla,
Start throwing
extra
poop
hair.
at us.
Yes. Yeah, so far so good. No extra fur or anything. His face still looks as goaty normal as it always sort of does, and he looks okay.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't look more cummy than he used to be 5 minutes ago.
Not yet.
Okay. Can we make another one? Does anybody need another one? My stamina is full, but what about you, Brick?
No, I'm pretty good. I've only got 1 stamina. Good.
Oof.
Okay, and you Lumen, you full? Okay,
All
so
right.
no need to make another one.
All right.
One for the road.
If you want to kind of speed things along, if you like, you could certainly do an investigation by brains check of the rest of the functions of this simple computer here. Or we can go through each step of it as you like, whichever you prefer.
I'll try it. I'll try the brains check.
All right.
That's a 5. That's not enough. No, I miss.
Okay. It's pretty hard to run this gorilla computer.
Yeah, that's not too good for my ego, but whatever.
Ah, all right. Well, okay, let's see. Oh, also, as is common in crime fighting luchadors, this might also be a time to make an investigation of the room, looking for
Mm.
clues. That also is a brains check. However, anybody who has an asset that aids in investigations, maybe a magnifying glass or a number of different things the game has, make sure to add that into your roll. And if you're interested in searching this room for clues, that now is the time, I think.
I'll do it, and I'll take and I'll use one of my hero points. I have 3 left, so I'll be down to 2
Ooh, all right.
because I don't want to miss 2 times in a row. It's bad luck. So
Well,
7, 7, 8. Yeah,
yes.
I pass.
Okay, perfect. So, looking around the room, you open up one of the hyperbaric sleeping chambers, and
Mm.
inside, kind of half sticking out from under a big gorilla pillow, is another reel-to-reel spool with some magnetic memory tape on it.
Mm. Okay, I'll load it in.
All right. So, taking it out and loading it onto the computer and playing it, you guys can all hear from the tinny 1960s speakers of this computer the voice of the Queen of the Moon. And it sounds like, it has the sound of a voice coming over the radio. And then
Okay.
a more clear voice of, a deep voice of a gorilla, sort of that heavy James Earl Jones style talking gorilla voice. And, really deep and everything coming from a giant gorilla chest. And the tape, or I'm sorry, yeah, the spool of the magnetic tape contains a recording of what seems to be a radio communication between the commander of the gorillas and the queen of the monkeys. And
Uh-oh.
the conversation starts out, pretty, terse, but reasonably diplomatic, but not too far into it. You guys can tell that the monkey queen definitely kind of just takes offense at the smallest things, and at the Soviet guerrilla's refusal to acknowledge her as the queen of the moon. And she descends into like kind of just like a mad Alex Jones style rant at him, and she demands the immediate surrender, and then oaths of loyalty from all the guerrillas, or else she threatens to blast them in the Soviet base, from the
Man.
surface of the moon.
Okay, well, color me
And
surprised.
yeah, and that's
She's such a lovable monkey.
and that's kind of the transmission ends because it sounds as though the commander cuts off the radio communication, and
Mhm.
then you don't, of course it's just sound, so you don't see, but it's like he's speaking to another gorilla in the room, but he tells that gorilla, you know for for Russia and our countrymen, we must go and take first the artillery base that the Yankee dogs have built, and that's where it turns off.
Okay.
This constitutes a clue, and you have now acquired a clue that can later be used.
Okay. So that's our second clue, right?
Yes.
Third, I thought
Okay.
that was our third.
There may be two.
Pretty
Goodness,
sure this is the second one.
okay. I
I
know
think
that
we
I've been
mi- I
really
think we
light.
missed. I think we missed one in
We
the.
missed one.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
we forgot to loot the bodies.
Hmm.
Yeah, after
All
our
right.
first fight. Yeah. Okay, so that's our second clue, and yeah, so not very strong on diplomacy, the queen.
No,
Wait,
sir.
okay. Anything
You
else
know,
of interest in the room?
well, there are in storage. There's another gorilla-sized spacesuit which would fit any of you mighty muscular wrestlers too. So there's an
Mm.
extra spacesuit if anyone feels like they need one. But by and large, that's the only important stuff. It appears that this being the commander's quarters, he didn't really have a lot of personal effects. It seems like he's just kind of. I mean, like I, I'm
He's
tempted to
living that
go.
Spartan life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely living like almost a submarine commander's life. One thing I thought about putting in here though was a tire swing connected to the ceiling.
Ah, that would have been awesome.
So that's
Yeah.
that's like his thinking chair. So yeah, I think there's like a big tire swing hanging from the ceiling there
Yeah,
too.
yeah. We missed it at first, but it's definitely there.
Yes, yes.
I don't need a space suit because I'm already wearing armor. So if
Yeah.
anybody wants to up in the suit, feel free to do so. It
Ooh,
couldn't hurt.
I
I'll say
think
a little
I
something
think I'm
too.
good as is. I don't really want the gorilla suit.
Here's a little something special, though, about the gorilla spacesuits. You guys have the old spacesuits from the original human astronauts that assembled the monkey base, long ago. And, they're pretty great, but they offer no real armor. However, these Russian cosmonaut suits seem to have extra shielding and may provide some defense against the heat rays of the moon
Ah,
gorillas.
oh, so they're newer model.
Well, they're sort of different. They were made with the idea of heat ray combat in mind. And so,
Okay, it's sort of
they-
an upgraded version.
yeah, it's a little bit of an upgraded spacesuit. When you're wearing it, it gives you a, what do you call it? It's kind of like I think there if we look in our main rule book, I believe there's a sort of like a bulletproof vest or a small
Yeah.
asset like that. It's basically the same thing, but
Okay.
for heat rays.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. All
Uh,
right.
nobody wants it.
Mm,
Seems like a waste to leave it behind.
But it smells so bad.
Coming
That's
from a
fine.
goat, that's something.
Hey,
Well, shall we investigate further, deeper down into the facility, or head back to the monkey base?
Uh, I'll let somebody else talk. I'm doing all the talking here.
How about it, mighty warriors?
well, I mean, we have the issue of the queen, but we also have the issue of dirty red gorillas up here. So I think we got to go down and check things out and get some answers, because I'm not just going to take them personally at face value, and I'm not
Right.
beyond smashing another gorilla with my big stick. Like, that's sort of, I don't know.
All right, down we go.
That's just my line of thinking. I'm not that I'm dictating party policy or anything, but
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay. All right. Within moments, you guys are fireman pole sliding down the ladder in the central vertical tube of this moon base, and you've reached down to the second level. Now, down on the second level down, there's sort of a staging chamber here. You can see there is a big armored metal door that leads down further from here. And it has numerous warning signs and radiation signs on it. and the floor seems like thicker, heavier, lead-lined metal than the two doors that lead to the left and right at the base of the ladder. One of the doors, the one leading to the, I guess in this picture that we're looking at, the Space Monkey Moonbase picture, it's the one that would be on the left-hand side under the command center. That door is slightly open, and you can hear, I would say, quiet gorilla sounds coming from inside of it. The other door is fully closed.
Okay. Can we peek? Can we peek inside the open door without fully entering the room?
Totally.
Just to
Yeah,
have a glimpse at
absolutely.
what's hiding inside.
Yeah, you sure can. And what you see are the same two, I guess we'll call them gorilla ladies that you saw before, who had come up from below. They don't look extremely different from the other gorillas, except that they're wearing Soviet issued basic lipstick and of like a bright red, and you can see that they are talking to two little young gorillas, and I mean, like, 2 foot tall little gorilla children down there, that have these little sort of miniature gorilla spacesuits on that are all crinkly and silver looking.
Okay.
One of the two little gorilla children has a little gold star, like on his left chest there. It looks like a stick-on gold star that a teacher gives you in grade school.
Okay, so we don't wanna attack the children, of course. What do you think?
We should get them out of here.
Ooh, where would you take them?
It's a good
But
question.
it seems like the moon could use a new queen.
Ooh, rebel army forming even now.
Yeah, but if we want to instate them as a new queen, we should accompany them, because if we don't, we send them alone, they're just gonna get in a rumble with the monkeys, probably. What do you think?
It's
Maybe
true.
maybe we could propose that they lock themselves in for during the fight, so they don't get hurt. I don't know.
Does the door have like one of those turn locks on it?
Yeah, in my mind, all the little doors in this place have those kind of submarine style airlock, turning wheels that kind of seal it up in case there's any kind of, atmosphere breach or anything like that.
I will reach out and pull the door shut towards us. I'm assuming it opens in. And then I will just spin that wheel as quick as I can. And I yell, "We'll be back."
I won't make anyone roll to hear. You can barely hear, like, sort of a low voice go, "Don't bother," from inside there. And then you can hear, like, sort of what sounds like a small gorilla going. All right, so that door is safely closed up, and just the door on the opposite wall remains, other than the big shielded door below you.
Okay. What's the room 5 is the cantina.
Might as well check it out, I guess. Eh?
That is what it says. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go have a look.
All right.
The door is locked, you said.
Oh, it's simply closed a lot. I think in my head, a lot of the times I imagine these doors always being kept shut for emergency air escape purposes. So most of the
Yeah,
time when you come up to them, you got to open them up to go in. And when you leave, you're supposed to close them after you. I imagine even like there's little simple gorilla signs that show like a little, simple symbology of closing the door behind you next to every door.
before opening,
Yeah.
the seal, the vacuum seal, and get an outer space. Yeah, preferably it's shut the other doors.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely like that. They're not locked at all, so you find it very easy to open the cantina door and head on in when you're ready.
Everybody ready? I
Mhm.
am.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So it's time. There's no other gorillas in this room because they all ran upstairs to fight you guys and got beat up. So uh, around the room, there are like half finished cups of vodka and something that seems like bowls of porridge sitting on tables and like a, oh gosh, like an old, again, like a 60s style manila folder, thick with stuff is on one of the tables. And it definitely seems to be like a mess hall or cantina. Yeah, or canteen. Yeah.
And there's nobody in sight.
No, they all ran upstairs to fight you and got beat up.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I don't feel like porridge right now. Lumen, you want to take a look at the file?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll take a look at the folder there.
All right. So, what you find inside is, let's see, there are several black and white photographs. And, just could I have you make a brains check here?
Okay.
I even want to make this a little easier. Martin, when you want to make a roll a little easier than normal, do you apply a bonus or do you lower the difficulty roll needed? How is that done?
Well, you could either give him advantage or lower the difficulty rating. It's up to you. Both work. Maybe it could be a 7. He needs a 7 or even a
Yes.
6 instead of 8, or you can give him advantage.
I would like
Both.
to make it a 6 to succeed in understanding what you're seeing.
Okay. Then I succeeded.
Haha! Okay, perfect.
Great.
You're looking at these photographs and, having seen old spy movies and maybe some 007 films, what you're looking at are miniature spy camera, black and white, like microfilm enlarged photographs that like a spy would take with one of those little easily hidden cameras. They're kind of in a more of a bar format than a square like normal photographs would be, due to some nature of the film that spies use in their little cameras. And all the pictures are black and white. And among them, you see a picture of just a section of wall that you recognize from your walk through the monkey base. So this is a picture of the inside of the monkey base and just a specific wall, but there's no special
You're talking about the base where the queen resides.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the base where the queen resides, where the monkeys live. One of the photographs is just a section of wall. And it doesn't, there's nothing special seeming about it, but somebody thought it was important to take a picture of it. And there's writing on the back of the photograph on a little like stick-on label that's also in Russian and unfortunately probably pretty undecipherable. But then you kind of hit the jackpot of pictures. The third picture down, it is a interior again of the monkey base, and it shows an adorable baby monkey in like a space incubator crib, and the baby monkey is wearing like a paper, like a birthday crown, like you kind of see like in the UK, and it's just like a yellow paper birthday crown, and the name tag above the little monkey in the crib says Queenie on it in like US English. And next to the crib in the photograph, there is a little side table, where there's like a baby bottle and maybe like a folded up diaper. But there's also a partially disassembled Geiger counter. The Geiger counter has been like, apparently it's been unscrewed, it's open, and the little what's the word, a speaker that's in it that makes the little clicking sounds, when they're in the presence of radiation. You can see that only one of the wires is connected to it, but it's sitting face up, and you can see that on the meter on the front of it, it's over kind of touching the red of radiation. So it's like it's reading radiation right there. Above the crib is a view window that looks out over the surface of the moon, and it has like how it looks when like a bullet goes through glass and there's kind of like a spidery kind of break, and
Yeah.
over that has been placed a bunch of thermal duct tape like you see for like gas lines and hot really hot pipes that they use. It's kind of silvery on the outside, but it's been sort of crossed over several times to seal up a hole in the window. The hole in the window looks like it might have been made by like a micrometeor passing through the window. And so a rough, thermal tape job has sealed the breach to the outside, so they're no longer leaking air. And but however, it's quite possible that it's letting in lunar radiation, and this little monkey with the little yellow paper crown on is right under that window.
Mm-hmm.
And I admit, it's a clue.
It's a clue. So that's the third clue. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you make of that? She's been contaminated by radiation that scrambled her brains.
Like yeah. It definitely looks like that might have been the case.
It made her.
Is it possible that this is some sort of conspiracy, like the Russians enacted some kind of something to like expose her to the radiation or something? Like, I know what you just said, that it looked like some random micrometeorite crashed through the window, but who's to say that, like, if they're documenting this and they're keeping tabs on it and they have photos, like, is that just a coincidence, or are they invested in this thing,
Maybe it's an undercover operation of some sort.
Here's another
only
question.
you could read the Russian.
And then what about the picture of the wall, the section of wall with nothing? Maybe there's a secret passage there or something. Because why would there be a picture of a section of wall that, with nothing on it, nothing special at first glance?
We're inevitably headed back there, so I say that like Lumen can hold on to those photos, and maybe when we get back, we can try to find that particular area and have just we'll check it out when we're there. We can find it.
Yeah, absolutely. Kid, some of your Russian came back to you?
I can try, and I also have my Geiger counter. That we can
that's right.
Oh yeah, you had
down on Earth.
Yeah, I will take and try to read the Russian. I'm going to spend a hero point on this.
Woo! Okay.
How many you have left?
I still have 2. So
okay. I was gonna offer one of mine, but we have the same amount.
I got a 10.
Ooh.
Oh, you scrutinize the notes on the back of these photos, and it's almost like remembering a memory from kindergarten. And then suddenly, it's almost like the characters kind of swim back into place and make sense to you, and you find yourself reading the Russian on the back of the photos. So, which one do you want to read first?
I'll go in sequential order of the pictures.
Okay. So the first picture, I believe, was the picture of the wall.
Yes.
And on the back, it says, it's like the Russian word for clandestine, meeting room, and humidor. It has something that in Russian kind of translates to tin hat crew, CREW. And I think in the last little line it will say knock 3 times.
Aha.
Okay, so that's the writing on the back of the first picture. Secondly, the writing on the back of the photograph of the young monkey by the broken window with the Geiger counter. And it says in Russian, Queenie, it gives a date. God, I'm trying to think of how long monkeys live. In my head, and I have no idea because I am not a naturalist of any sort, I imagine that monkeys have a shorter lifespan, like 20 years or something. So we'll say that the date that it gives is maybe 10 years ago.
Okay.
And
Like for a chimpanzee, it's about 30 years. The lifespan of a chimpanzee is about 30 years. A little bit
okay.
longer for females, just like for us humans. Yeah.
All righty. So do you think it would be fair for a smaller monkey to be like 20? Or should we say 30?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So a date 10 years ago, and it just lists that subject survives radiation exposure, no visible harm. What was the other thing about it? Micrometeor accident. So it does actually confirm, but then at the bottom, it has almost like a little sign off, like the signature of the person who made these notes, and it says that the word that it says is cowboy.
Okay.
All right. And but it's like the Russian word for cowboy is the little sign off.
Is that a reference to the little monkey that saw us off in the first place?
Boy, he sure did have a cowboy suit on, for sure. He looked like a little miniature Howdy Doody up there.
Double agents everywhere in this.
Telling you.
Yeah.
Crazy up here on the moon.
I finished looking at these pictures. I got to back up. And I'm just like, and I let out like this goat scream. And
ouch.
Oh.
I am just blown away. And I'm like, I think it was the cowboy that brought us out here, that started this with Queenie and exposed her to the radiation.
Ooh.
Mm.
Dun, 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 dun.
And there is a room back in the base that we can get into if we knock on the wall 3 times.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great.
Woo!
Oh, okay. But
All right.
what do you think was the intent of the cowboy monkey sabotaging the queen? He wanted to start a war, or he's working with the gorillas.
Well, I should say now there has to be a little bit of documentation with these photographs too, like a spy's report that they might make. And so
Mhm.
now that you can read some Russian, you can read a little bit of the spy's report in the paper that's in this folder too.
All right.
That will give you a bit of a clue. So, what the spy's report tells you, and this is again, this is like an older folder. It looks like this folder probably sat in a file cabinet for a while. Maybe after a recent radio conversation was dug back out and take it in here and maybe read through a little bit because the folder does look kind of old and yellowed, like it was made 10 years ago.
Was hidden in the bottom of a box of bananas. That's why
In the bottom of a box of bananas. And when you look at it, so that the little report, to summarize, it lets you know that that one of the monkeys was subjected to lunar radiation for probably the better part of a day, but was seemingly fine and everything, as an infant. And that's definitely in the picture. You're looking at like an infant monkey that might be 1 year old with its little birthday crown on. And the report goes on to mention the Tin Hat crew as potential allies to the what's the term they would use, to the Soviet movement, to the to the what's the right word for this when you want to say like the
like they were
Red Menace or something.
The proletarian revolution.
Yes, the People's Simian Revolution. Yes. And
All right. Okay.
Ally.
Makes sense now. Okay.
So I'll relay this to everybody. And
okay. Now I feel like, well, yeah, okay, it already did count as a clue. Okay, so this is definitely giving you some better vision of what's going on here. And I think that's it, unless you want to go down and investigate the reactor and the sub room next to the reactor.
Mm-hmm. What do you say?
What do you think, guys?
I like all my atoms intact. I don't know. We
yeah, they're better when they're sticking together.
if we only had a super irradiated team member that didn't mind exposure to radiation.
the kid will slowly turn to you and look and be like, "What are you trying to say?"
I wouldn't force anybody down, but I'm not sure if going myself is a good idea. So I'm going to stay silent on the matter, I think.
Given my understanding of Russian has come back, I will gladly be the test subject and go down to the reactor.
Could maybe the spacesuit, the upgraded spacesuit, block part of the radiation?
Ooh.
Or it was just against heat rays?
There was also the fight we had when we came in.
Yes.
There was one gorilla wearing a hazmat suit also that we
Yes.
Yes, it's true. Yeah, I remember that.
Yes. There certainly is. So you can easily go back up there and retrieve that radiation suit and put it on.
What's the worst that could happen to me?
Well, you melting down? It's a subhumanoid meltdown.
Yeah, I will actually take the time to climb back up, grab the radiation suit, and come back.
Yes. Okay. Donning the suit, you climb back down the ladder and slowly open the extra seal to the reactor level below. All right.
I just look over at Brick and I'm like,
I kind of want it to be that when he finally gets it all the way open and starts to pull up the big, like submarine style door, there's just a kind of low Ghostbusters backpack hum that's coming from below.
yeah.
It's sort of a
You hear the
dim-
ignition sound when they turn the packs on.
Yes. Maybe
And the strange green glow that's coming
yes,
from
the faintest green glow is coming when he opens it up. So as everyone else
Why does it have to be
presses up against
green?
the wall, because it's always got to be green, and down you
That's how you know
climb as your comrades hastily close and shut the door behind you.
Oh boy.
Down you climb. So there is a side passage, and now that you can read the Russian, you recognize that the placard above it in Cyrillic says reservoir. And below you, then, you actually see the big reactor here. And there's a lot of gauges. And, here at the base of the stairs, as you're standing on what is another secured heavy lead hatch, you can see plenty of indicators and dials and gauges that speak about the, ongoing system functionality of the power core here, which is a big, Russian old reactor. Now, I want to say this about it. Everything about it is like heavy, thick lead and concrete. And it actually, thankfully, now you recognize that the green glow that came when you opened up the door is really from all the green lit dials in here. And in fact, thank goodness, this thing seems to be humming along quite nicely. When you start to read some of the dials, kind of looking for anything that makes sense, they're all like, in the green, system's good, no leaks, everything's great, power output great, fuel systems great. So it's kind of like, if this were a rocket, it's like all systems go, all readings green. So fortunately, that's really what the green was about, was just that everything is green. There's no orange, there's no yellow, no red, and it's just humming along perfectly. And you're completely safe. In your
And it tastes like sour apple too.
I just start screaming, and I'm trying not to laugh while I do it. And I just start like goat screaming at the bottom of this. I don't know if they can hear me up there, but
through the heavy leaden door, you hear goat screams, and it's terrifying down there. Oh, he must be dying a terrible liquefied death.
It worked, guys.
Yeah.
Oh my
the
God.
Problem solve itself.
Scratch one commie. Oh my God.
not wanting to leave any stone unturned. I do want to check out the reservoir room, though.
Oh, look at you. All right. It is a sort of, what you're looking at is kind of like a Star Trek Jeffries tube kind of passage.
Nice.
If you look on the map, you can see how it's much smaller than the others.
Yep.
So a little like a maintenance tube leads over there. And you can see that all the walls on it, basically they say, like stamped on them in Russian, shielding, nuclear shielding and all that. So this room is also, like completely shielded. But there's lunar rock and probably extra lead between this room and down below the actual power core. But when you get into this room, it looks like it doesn't have, it's not very complex. It's meant for a gorilla to maintain. So there is, however, a little asset that you find in here without even having to search, because it's right out in the open. There is a big, and I wanted to use this phrase, monkey wrench on the floor that you would definitely equivalent to like a baseball bat or a club if you were to look in the primary core rulebook rules, and it would function, as a club you could club somebody with. I mean, it's big and meant for a gorilla to kind of move and everything. So it's a pretty big, like, iron or steel weapon if you wanted to bonk someone on the head with it or whatever.
So it adds 1 to your damage, your base
Yes.
damage. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it adds 1 to
Cool.
your base
Well, I will
damage.
grab that, and I'm going to go talk to Brick, and no, and I will head back out, and I will start up the ladder.
Okay.
And when I get to the top of the ladder, I bang, and I just say, "I always have been and always will be your friend."
oh God. Wait.
I'm glad you got the reference.
Yes. Oh man, that is so freaking awesome. Wait, I feel like, doesn't Crime Fighting Luchadores have some kind of inspiration points? Oh,
Well, that you could either give him some hero, 1 hero point, or some resolve points. That's up to you.
I want to give you a resolve point for that.
Yeah.
As soon as I went down the ladder, I started thinking of Jim. I always have been. And always will be your friend.
Oh man, did I love that movie as a youngster. Holy
Me
crap.
too.
I've probably seen it
I still love
many
it.
times.
One of the best soundtracks ever.
Oh, it's totally
Sci-fi
good.
movie. Yep.
Yes.
That's
totally
awesome.
Good. Oh man.
Oh, that was too fun.
Woo! So let's see.
So,
you rejoin your comrades above and seal again the extra shield door, secure in the knowledge that the green glow was just safety dial saying everything was okay.
Yeah, I'll relay that all to them, and then I say, "Look, I found a banana beater." And I hold up the monkey
It
wrench.
is a big, heavy duty monkey wrench.
Awesome. Okay, so we've explored all the base. So do we head back to the Queen's headquarters, or was there another building that we haven't explored yet?
Oh, well, at the very top, on the surface, in the sort of garage that you came into originally, there is actually a door you guys did not choose to go through up there. And you could go take a peek through that door and see what it's all about.
Okay. Do you want to guys check it out, or you want to ignore it and just go back to the Queen?
I think we should probably have a quick look now.
Sure. Yeah. Let's
All
go.
right. So when you open the extra door on the other wall of the garage, inside you can see you're kind of inside the tower with the giant communication dish on the top now. This room is basically a big giant radio room. You could radio to Earth or to the monkey base, or basically anywhere you wanted to from here. It is basically a telecommunications tower capable of communicating lunar-wide or to the planet Earth or to any satellites that might, pass within its view. It's got some fairly simplified communication gear in here. What you see is there's a series of and man, I have to say, this is old, but I was just watching the old British sci-fi show UFO, and it made me think of this. There's actually a ticker tape dispensing thing that does communications from it, where you can see there's like a couple of feet of ticker tape that might have been an old communication from Earth or something like that are still poking out of a big gym locker size computer machine that's in this room, along with a few things. But if anyone wants to investigate, now is the time to break out with a brains check and kind of see what you find.
Before we do that, maybe we should have a quick chat about how we want to, like, what are we going to try to do? Like, are we going to try to arrest Earl as a Pinko spy? Are we going to arrest the Queen as like
Lunatic despot?
she's killed a lot of people. She's told like we can't leave her in power, right? Like to me,
No,
it
she's
seems
enough.
like we need to account for the communist infiltration and the royalist sickness that's gripping the moon, and we need to sort of like those two figures need to sort of fall, and I think we should try to arrest them both, right?
Yeah. I would understand if the cowboy was betraying the queen because of the way she acts, but he did it since her birth. So he's been a traitor from day one. So
Like as far as I'm concerned, we can arrest him, and then he can stand like a fair trial, and he can defend himself. And the same with the queen. Like, she's gonna probably start blasting at us, and we're gonna have to put her down. But I think we should at least start with like petitioning her just to peaceably submit to arrest, and then we can like set up, I don't know, a provisional government until elections can be held or something.
I agree. And the monkey guerrilla war has to stop. They have to stop fighting. Cold War is over. All of this crap is over, and there's no need for them to stop because there seems to be a will to talk between both the races, but the queen always fuck it up because she's too neurotic.
Yes, that is highly accurate. That's a very good description of the situation.
Here's another question too. Should we involve a higher authority, or should we just leave these two societies like, like we could talk to the mayor, we could try to call the White House, you know what I mean? Like we could try to get some backup too, or do we just want to handle it ourselves?
Good question. What do you think?
I'll also say a lot of your characters have contacts that were generated at the time of your character creation. You can use this communication center to send a message to any of them if you want to as well. It definitely seems like that's a capability here if you wanted to tell Earth about this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe instead of we don't need to put another queen or king at the head of the monkey federation or a nation, or I don't know. Maybe they could form some sort of council or something. And what are your contacts? My contact is a private detective and my daughter, so they're not going to be much help in that matter.
Yeah, I have a wrestling agent, so I don't think he's going to be too helpful.
Nope.
True.
Not in cosmic affairs. He's handy in Muscle City, but this is a little out of his scope.
Absolutely. What about you? What about you, Lumen? Who are your contacts? Your
I have a fortune teller, so not much out there.
yeah, different scope again.
Well, my contact could ever get everybody drunk because it's my favorite bartender, Randy.
Okay, so
I love that these are all of your contacts. Like my whole character had like people on the police force and stuff like that. And you guys just have all these awesome townies that you know from the city.
Yeah. Maybe we should spend less time in space and a little more time on Earth.
Yes, I
Is there
am sure of that.
Is there a role I could make? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. It was just a dumb joke. Go ahead.
I'm wondering if there's a way I could roll to see if my bartender contact has an in with the mayor's office at least, so they could forward a message to higher powers that be. Maybe they have like the town clerk, the Muscle City clerk, comes in for drinks all the time or something. And
I feel like you could totally try to call in a favor and see if you can do something like that. Sounds like time to do a little persuasion, some communication and persuasion, maybe. So, oh,
what am I rolling brains for persuasion?
well, let's see. So, one of the things we have to do is we have to open up communications between this Russian moon base and the bar where he works. So, I think it would require a brains check to use this communication equipment.
All right.
Let's see how you do.
Again, for me, it's just a flat roll unless I spend the resolve to bring it up. So,
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I called someone on Venus, most likely. I rolled a 2.
Isn't that where the lizard people live?
Yeah. I called Earth, and no.
If this were a television show, what would be happening right now is that in your secret base that you have, that is Shooting Star secret base, a phone is just ringing and no one's there to answer it. So the camera cuts to the empty interior and the phone just ringing and ringing and then finally stopping.
There's a cat laying on the top of a terminal that just looks up and goes back to sleep.
Yes.
Well, maybe they're not our contact persons per se, but we probably have some entries in with the authorities, right? I mean, we're investigating space program and moon and the war on the moon and all that stuff, and we probably help. We probably have talked to the chief of police or the mayor on different missions previously, so maybe we could still try to involve the authorities in some way.
That's true. And also, in our episode before last, the park rangers all have radios, like in their observation tower and their ranger cabins. And you can see there's a lot of radio functions here in this communication center. You could try to dial in to the park ranger radios too.
Okay. So so who wants to handle this on our own, and who wants to ask the park rangers or somebody else in authority?
The kid is very confused after his brains check and thinks you want to call in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah, I don't trust my intelligence very much tonight. After failing to understand a basic gorilla computer, so I'll leave the thinking to somebody else.
Fair.
I'm a bit depressed right now. I feel very dumb.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. No, it's okay.
Well, how about it then? It looks like it might be just you heroes saving the day on your own as a team.
Yeah. Well, we could maybe try to teach the monkeys to get organized by themselves and to resolve their problems on their own, because they have to
maybe give them a chance to do that, and then we could check, tell them we'll be back in a month to see how you're doing or whatever.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
Nice.
I vote for that. Yeah, I vote for that proposition.
Woo!
We give them a chance to organize themselves and be autonomous, and we check on them and in some time. And if it doesn't work, then we intervene. Otherwise, we let them sort them out themselves.
And we're going to try to take the two monkeys into custody if we can.
Yeah, starting with the queen.
Sorry?
Starting with the queen, because she has more influence. What?
Yeah, she's pretty like she's going to be in the throne room, right? She's kind of like docked at that location. It might be easier to grab the cowboy before we deal with the queen. If like, we'll have to see how it goes once we get there. Who knows what's going to be going on, but
Yeah, the queen probably never stray too far off from the daiquiri machines, the pina coladas machine. So
the thing is too, if we confront the queen, the spy might try to slip away while we're doing that.
okay, so
The queen
maybe
isn't
we-
going to run anywhere. She's going to make her stand there, right? Probably so.
absolutely. So maybe we split up. Half the team goes after the spy, and the other half go after the
Ooh.
queen.
I think we could handle it.
I would say we probably want our full power to confront the queen, and if like, she's got those crazy mind powers. I think we gotta all four
Oh
of us.
yeah,
be-
it's true. I forgot about that. Oh yeah, she has the mind powers. Okay, so we go after the spy first.
We'll try to nab the spy if possible. Try to get him, and we should also try to have a look at that.
I think
Wall
you gave me an idea. I think we nab the spy, but in front of the queen, so we make a big show out of it. So she thinks we're trying to win her favors, right? And she lets her guard down, and right after that, we go for her.
Okay, sure,
Ooh, okay.
sure.
All right.
Maybe. But investigate
Yes.
the secret room also. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to go see what's inside the secret
Maybe
room.
we'll do that first, just in case it yields something useful, or whatever.
A clue. Yeah. Yeah. I'm all for that. I think that's the way to go. What about you?
Works for me.
Lumen, what do you think?
Yeah, that's fine. We can go investigate the secret panel, knock 3 times, find out the whatever
All right.
Tin Hat Society or whatever they were.
The tinfoil hat society.
Yes. All right. Well, then I
Do we
think
want
it's
to take
back to the
5
group.
before
Oh yeah.
we do this, or
It's up
wouldn't
to
mind
you.
if
I can take a break.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind 5 if we can do that.
Yeah.
Okay,
need
let's take a
refill.
short break.
all right,
Okay.
now let's see if I
Thanks,
can
guys.
do this without blowing things up this time.
Woo!
Masks on tight and ready for the fight. In the city of shadows, they bring the light. Leaping off rooftops, hearts burning red. Villains beware, heroes overhead. In capes and suits, they stand tall and brave, defending the night from the darkest wave. Through alleys and streets, they swiftly glide, with justice and honor, fighting side by side. Crime fighting luchadores in the moon's warm glow. With every punch and kick, their legend grows. Shouting freedom and truth across the barrio. Heroes we need in the world we know. From dawn till dusk they never cease, chasing down wrong till the city finds peace. With courage raw and a heart so pure, no evil can ever be sure. In the heart of night they keep watch close, torch bearers of justice, fierce as a rose. Not for fame or riches do they fight, but for a better world with all their might. Crime fighting luchadores in the moon's warm glow. With every punch and kick, their legend grows. Shouting freedom and truth across the barrio. Heroes we need in the world we know. Masks on tight and ready for the fight. In the city of shadows they bring the light. Leaping off rooftops, hearts burning red. Villains beware, heroes overhead. In capes and suits they stand tall and brave, defending the night from the darkest wave. Through alleys and streets they swiftly glide, with justice and honor fighting side by side. Crime fighting luchadores in the moon's warm glow. With every punch and kick their legend grows. Shouting freedom and truth across the barrio. Heroes we need in the world we know. From dawn till dusk they never cease, chasing down wrong till the city finds peace. With courage raw and a heart so pure, no evil can ever be sure. In the heart of night they keep watch close, torch bearers of justice, fierce as a rose. Not for fame or riches do they fight, but for a better world with all their might. Crime fighting luchadores in the moon's warm glow. With every punch and kick their legend grows. Shouting freedom and truth across the barrio. Heroes we need in the world we know. Masks on tight and ready for the fight. In the city of shadows they bring the light. Leaping off rooftops, hearts burning red. Villains beware, heroes overhead. In capes and suits they stand tall and brave, defending the night from the darkest wave. Through alleys and streets they swiftly glide, with justice and honor fighting side by side. Crime fighting luchadores in the moon's warm glow. With every punch and kick their legend grows. Shouting freedom and truth across the barrio. Heroes we need in the world we know. From dawn till dusk they never cease, chasing down wrong till the city finds peace. With courage raw and a heart so pure, no evil can ever be sure. In the heart of night they keep watch close, torch bearers of justice, fierce as a rose. Not for fame or riches do they fight, but for a better world with all their might. Crime fighting luchadores in the moon's warm glow. With every punch and kick their legend grows. Shouting freedom and truth across the barrio. Heroes we need in the world we know. Masks on tight and ready for the fight. In the city of shadows they bring the light. Leaping off rooftops, hearts burning red. Villains beware, heroes overhead. In capes and suits they stand tall and brave, defending the night from the darkest wave. Through alleys and streets they swiftly glide, with justice and honor fighting side by side. Crime fighting luchadores in the moon's warm glow. With every punch and kick their legend grows. shouting freedom and truth across the barrio. Heroes we need in the world we know. From dawn till dusk they never cease, chasing down wrong till the city finds peace. With courage raw and a heart so pure, no evil can ever be sure. In the heart of night they keep watch close, torch bearers of justice, fierce as a rose. Not for fame or riches do they fight, but for a better world with all their might. Pride fighting luchadores in the moon's warm glow, with every punch and kick their legend.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm sure you heard enough of that song on our break. I love that song. Like, I think it is so great.
Yeah. Thanks to our friend El Shago Bisto, who made the song for us. I'm particularly fond of the lyrics. They're hilarious. So thank you, Shago Bisto.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to put the other map up, or do we want to stay like this for a little bit?
Yeah, let's stay like this for a little bit. Let's do it.
All right.
All right, gentlemen. Having investigated to your content, everyone puts back on their space suits and opens the door to the surface of the moon. There, again, you can hit that the 4 big buttons on the panel of the moon buggy, and it will autopilot you right back to Moonbase 1 and your further investigation of the Queen and the goings-on there. Really, there's not a lot that can happen to you on the surface of the moon, so it is only a matter of time before there you are, pulling up into the Moonbase 1 maintenance garage for the lunar buggy. The door seals shut behind you, and the atmosphere returns, and you're able to doff your suits and stow them away in the lockers here, and enter the moon base proper. All right, so
yeah.
you're in the hangar. In my mind, I'm imagining you in that hangar where the UFO lands, through the big opening dome at the top. There is an opportunity, now that you're kind of coming into it from this angle, to spot a little something that may not have been very clear before. Anyone who likes can take a look around, and let's see, that is, if I recall right, a brains check. Am I remembering that truly? To spot something?
I would say, yeah.
Yeah. Anyone who wants to can make a brains check, just as sort of a freebie, to notice a little something as you come in from this direction.
Rolling dice is fun. I have 8, so that's a success.
Ooh, okay. So, I don't know how many of you awesome gentlemen as players have ever seen any of the old online internet content about secret UFOs of Germany during World War II. But it used to be like a great sort of conspiracy theory thing. I remember it had a big resurgence in the 1980s that, where I first bumped into it, where, there was pictures and all kinds of nonsense about the Hitler's secret UFOs, the Foo Fighters, as they called them. One thing you notice as you're coming in from behind the UFO, which you were abducted by from planet Earth, is there's sort of the unbolted. You know how when you take a picture frame off the wall and there's kind of that square, and around it is sort of like the weird discoloration of where the picture frame wasn't? There's a weird sort of iron cross logo impression on the side of that UFO that's kind of on the back side of it, almost like it had an old like German, iron cross on it, a long time ago that was unbolted from it and tossed aside. And there's,
on the UFO that abducted us from Earth?
Yes. It's almost like it was a secret recovered German UFO from World War II. That
repurposed
yes.
or disguised.
Oh yeah, one of the two. But yeah, you notice that little unusual bit as you arrive in here,
The
and
plot thickens, as they say.
yeah, there.
Dun,
Okay.
dun.
So
Well,
woo,
there had to be space Nazis at some point, right?
exactly, yeah. So, woo, into the hangar here with the moon rover and the UFO. The door opens and in saunters a cowboy-clad little monkey coming to greet you guys. Surely the moon base saw on its external cameras you were approaching, and here's your welcoming party. So he comes on down, all like, howdy there, good to see you guys back. How'd everything go out there with them there gorillas? And he strides right up to you. It's just as open as you please.
How do you want to play it? We wait until we're in the queen's in the main room with the queen and everybody to confront him. So we're playing along until the big reveal. Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, yeah, everything went great, Earl. We're gonna explain it to everybody in the main room in presence of the Queen in like maybe 20, 30 minutes. Why did you doubt it?
Well, them there are gorillas. I worry that there might be a bit of trouble, for you boys when you got there. But Bert, Ernie, Sergeant Dan, or Lieutenant Dan, they all said you were mighty heroes, capable of all manner of head smashing and what have you. And well, I'm mighty glad to see you back here. Mission accomplished. That there is some fine American way stuff right there. And he turns around and says, "Come on, I'll lead you. I'll take you on back."
I straighten up and pull my collar tight, and I say, "I shot one into space."
What the? Whoa! Hey now! Oh, whoo! Shots fired. Well, I hope they take that the right way. Golly, out into space, you say? I guess that's gonna be it for that feller, huh?
Yeah,
I think
he was.
Or sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. I don't even know what I was gonna say. I was gonna make something up. So
Just gonna say that maybe we should. What's his name? Earl? Is that his
Yeah.
name?
Yes.
If
It's
we
on his little
send
name
him to let the queen know that we've returned and that we're gonna address her shortly, it will occupy him, to have to go to the queen, and then maybe we could try to quickly find the wall
secret room.
segment. Yeah.
Yeah. So gather everyone, and we'll be in with you in like 30 minutes. I don't know, 15, 30 minutes. Should be enough,
Well,
right?
all right. Looking forward to the great tale of how you then whooped up them there space gorillas. Yeehaw! And he heads on up the little short flight of stairs and doffs his hat and heads out through the swoosh doors into the base proper. Leaving
I hope
you
he doesn't
guys,
leave right now. But anyways.
Woo. All right. Off you go.
Do you want somebody to tail him, maybe, to make sure he doesn't escape? Or well, we previously said that we didn't want to split the group, so
yeah, I think it's a risk we'll just have to take, and
yeah,
I think we should stick together.
Can we can maybe we do a brains check to see if he seems to be how can I say, complacent, or does he appear to be honest when with the task that we've given him? Sorry,
Okay.
I'm searching for my words, but
Yeah, well, I think
do
I
we
get
have the
it
feeling?
best.
Do I have the feeling that he's gonna do as asked?
Right. Let's have that brains check. Tell me how you do.
Okay. Five is not enough. No, that's a miss. Okay, so I'm very, very clueless tonight.
He's on the up and up.
Yeah, he's giddying up. Okay,
Woo.
well,
All
we have
right.
to trust him. Anyway, where can he go?
True.
He has, yeah, he can escape via the UFO, but well, we have to trust him.
Yeah, and actually, he left the other way, so you're sort of between him and the UFO. He couldn't get to it
Yeah,
without you guys totally seeing him.
yeah, and we'll
He
try to
just,
make it quick so he doesn't have time to escape.
oh yeah, all right. So into the base proper, you guys go through the swoosh doors, and heck, it isn't but a few steps on down the corridor before you see the piece of wall that was in that photograph. And it's just it's not maybe 10, 20 feet right outside of the big hangar here that you just came in from. There it is. So time to start tapping on some walls. In a moment, after you've knocked a couple of times, waited, knocked 3 times, waited again, finally a section of the wall kind of pops out a little bit, like sort of as though on a little hinge on the top, and a peculiar little monkey head pokes out, looks up and down the corridor, and then looks at you four, and looks extremely surprised. Now, let me say a little something about this monkey. And Mr. Dave, sir, if you just felt like putting up a picture of that Gleek monkey, this is the appearance of the little monkey that meets your eyes here. It's kind of a little guy, and he's got blue skin, unlike the little brown furred monkeys you've seen everywhere else. He's got a weird yellow spandex suit on and a short purple cape. He beckons you guys to follow him into the sliding panel on the wall quickly. Looking up and down the corridor to see if anybody else is looking. How about it, boys? Into the room?
Hell yeah.
All right, in you go. And the little weird blue monkey closes up the section of wall behind you. Now, inside here, you seem to be looking at a much older part of the base. The walls all seem, instead of that, like good metal clad American moon base, that you were just standing in, now you're in sort of a thick concrete bunker looking section behind the wall, and hanging from the ceiling, or attached to the ceiling, I should say, along with conduits, are old style basket lights, like from the 30s or 40s or 50s, with the little metal baskets around them. And heck, every second or third one is burnt out. And so it's kind of a dim sort of spiral stair leading down. And down you guys go, following the little weird blue monkey. As you're going along behind him, you can see that unlike the other monkeys here, he also has pointed ears, like a little Christmas elf or something like that. And his monkey tail is really long and seems to have like a life of its own. The stairs don't go down too far, like maybe a single story, and then you're down inside the moon under maybe like 15 or so feet of solid moon rock, and down into a small chamber. Man, here you can see a bunch of other kind of unusual things, old style, I would say like World War II era foot lockers and stand-up lockers and everything, some metal benches. Heck, for Shooting Star, you who saw the weird, removed Iron Cross shadow on that UFO, now you're seeing some more signs that there might have been a sort of a German presence here. long
Mhm.
ago. One of the
Okay, and
things,
he's alone in the. There's nobody else in the
yeah, there is,
Okay.
however, a corridor also with the basket lights on the ceiling that goes off to the left when you get to the bottom of the stairs. Now, here at the bottom of the stairs, there's kind of like some metal benches that looks like they've been sort of dragged around to form like a little square, with open areas between them. But so that it all faces each other. But there's four benches facing each other, and on them are about five, well, for lack of anything else to call them, tinfoil hats. I mean, heck, that's
Okay.
what they are. Just tinfoil hats. Um,
Mhm.
the weird blue space monkey walks right up and pops one onto his head. Kind of crinkles it down so it fits a little tighter. He
Uh,
begins to chitter at you in some kind of space monkey sounds that don't make any kind of human sense whatsoever.
mhm. Hey, say, kid, you don't speak German by any chance, right?
Ironically, out of character, I do, because I took it for 3 years in high school.
Oh,
But
really? I didn't know
yeah,
that.
yep, it was either French, Spanish, German, or Japanese, and I
Well,
Oh.
chose.
you could have learned French, and we could talk together.
I know, but
Well, we can talk
no, the
together.
kid does not. But the kid will grab one of those tinfoil hats and put it on.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so Mile, we have to put those on to communicate with him, I guess. It's probably some kind of translation device, I think. Okay, I'll take another one.
All right. Huh.
I'm already my brain is already scrambled tonight. So
Yep.
How about the last of you two excellent heroes? Tinfoil hats or no?
Sure, tinfoil hat.
All right.
Yeah,
Brick Steel,
I'll
what's
put
it
it
going to
on.
be,
I guess.
sir?
Yeah, I'll play ball. I'll put it on.
So there you all are, sitting with your tinfoil hats on some what look like metal locker room benches from like a high school, from back in the day. And the blue, again, I'd have to call it a alarmingly spacey space monkey, keeps just making squeaky toys monkey noises at all of you, none of which makes a lick of sense. And then another monkey enters in from the
what?
hallway, and this monkey looks different, but at least it has brown fur.
Okay.
So this monkey is wearing, for some reason, like a little domino superhero mask from the old golden age of superheroes. He doesn't have a cape like the yellow blue monkey does, but he is wearing, it looks like a tiny red jetpack. And he's got like a blue and yellow suit on. And he comes in and kind of takes in the room, seeing four hulking, enormous wrestlers, one of whom kind of has like a goat head, and the blue monkey. And you can see his eyes track to the tinfoil hats, and his eyes roll towards the ceiling. And then he wanders over, picks up the fifth tinfoil hat, and puts it on his head.
Does the new monkey does he have the pointy ears and the buck teeth and the super long tail, or he's more like a normal
He
monkey?
does not. In fact, I
Okay.
have shared a picture. Now, this monkey just has a regular old round monkey ears and a little round monkey face, and basically looks a lot like those the regular monkeys that you were dealing with up top.
Hmm.
Except for his very unusual uniform, which looks nothing at all like those other monkeys that are up top.
I will switch over to that one real quick for you.
Ooh, okay. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun. I guess I'll do that.
Everybody cross your fingers so we
There
don't
could
get
be
the
music.
music blasting.
There's no mute. I would never do something like that.
Hey.
Here
Okay.
we go. So this monkey comes on over and he's got a little, basically a little tiny chalkboard, about like 10 inches by 8 inches and a piece of chalk. And he picks it up from underneath one of the benches and writes out on it really fast and flips it around and holds it up so all you guys can see it. And what it says is, pay no attention to the purple monkey. Wait, the blue monkey. Pay no attention to the blue monkey. And then you can see him like wipe it with the edge of his hand there.
Okay.
And when he flips it around again, it has the letters R space and the letter U, and then here to punch, and then it just has like a picture of a crown.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, I'll nod.
Okay. You can see a look of immense relief come over the monkey. And he's like, oh. He gives everybody a thumbs up, like facing each of you and giving all 4 of you like a thumbs up. And then you see him like use the heel of his hand to wipe out the little chalkboard again. And he's scribbling furiously with his piece of chalk. He flips it around and it says, "Keep your hats on."
Oh yeah, okay, because they protect against the queen's psychic powers. Got it. They're
Indeed.
magneto helmet. Okay, got it. Thanks.
Okay.
You got any more of those jetpacks?
Well, you see him think about it. Let's see. I need something that equivalates a sort of charisma check. Let's have a brains check with that question. Any more of those jetpacks? Brains check. Whoever wants to do it to
Blue man,
to convince it.
Blue man, you're the only one that has a
there we go.
brains bonus, I think.
Nope. I got a 4.
Oh!
God damn it.
Okay.
Okay, I'll try. Can we try? Can the rest of us try? Or
Yeah, anyone who wants can give it a whirl.
Now I missed again.
Yeah, I didn't get it either.
Woo! Okay.
What's up?
I got a
Yeah.
7, so I'm going to spend the resolve point to make it an 8.
Hallelujah.
Yay!
Hallelujah.
Man, so he seems the most impressed by the weird goat man among you, which makes the least sense. But he comes over and he nods approvingly at your giant monkey wrench, and then he wanders over to one of those like gym lockers that I mentioned were down here, cracks it open, and he pulls out like some kind of red cylinder, and you can see him kind of blow dust off it, and moon dust sprinkles off it and scintillates in the light as it settles down into the weird concrete floor.
Mhm.
And he brings it over to you, and he holds it up, and he points to it. And it has, basically, it's a red armband, it looks like. And it has
Oh, boy.
3 yellow square buttons on the top. And he points to the first button, and he waves his hand at you. And he points to the last button, and he waves his hand at you. And then he points to the middle button and gives like a thumbs up. And then he kind of slides. Now, this thing is way too big for him to wear. Like him putting his wrist in it is like putting a broomstick, in like a grown man's armband, He kind of slides it over there, and then he makes a motion like he's like gesturing like at you, and then he like points towards the middle button again, and with his other little monkey hand, he's like, pew, pew. Then he takes it off and he gives it to you.
I am actually going to turn, and I bow my head a little bit to him, and I'm going to hand it to Brick.
Ooh, all right.
Because I can actually, I have my power that I keep forgetting about. That I can bamf. So
Woo.
I don't need to fly because I can bamf, and this gives us both superpowers.
Woo!
Does the jetpack interest you, Lumen? I'm more of a 2 feet on the ground kind of guy.
All he seemed to have was just the weird red armband. He didn't seem as though he had any other jetpacks, just this red armband.
What was the cylinder, though?
Oh.
The red cylinder?
That is the armband. I meant to describe it.
Okay. Sorry,
It's
I
kind of like a red
misunderstood.
cylinder.
Okay, that you put over your arm like a sleeve.
Yeah.
Some kind of sleeve.
Yeah, once he demonstrated it, it became pretty clear. Like it was like an armband for a muscular man with big arms.
Okay, I get it.
Sort of like Space Ghost.
Yeah, absolutely. I already shoot lasers.
Yeah, you're set.
Either of you guys want it?
No, you don't leave that behind, please.
Maybe I misunderstand what so what is it exactly?
Okay. So he kind of gestured like if you have it on, like you put it on your arm.
Like I can fight, like somebody could shoot with it or something?
Yes.
That's my understanding, that it shoots a beam.
That was the impression he kind of gave. He made like
I prefer not to take it because I just want to smash people. So
of course you do. Well, I already I can shoot my my ultra beam, but it cost me stamina, but I already have a similar power, so maybe the kid or the Lumen should take it.
You want it?
How about it, guys?
Yeah, I guess Dave, if the kid doesn't want it, then
all right. It is you, sir. Woo.
The Lumen's lantern.
All right. Now, when it finally seems to settle on you, he points at the armband when you kind of put it on, and he looks at you right in the face with his little monkey face, and he holds up one finger.
He's Dr. Strange.
He points at the armband again, and he holds up one finger. All right, then he gives you a thumbs up, and basically,
so it's
he'll look over at the other blue space monkey and kind of has this look on his face of like utter contempt, and then he turns and like jetpacks with his weird like Jetsons jetpack like 2 or 3 feet off the ground and like floats out of the room.
Okay, I'm gonna before he exits the room, I'm gonna high five him.
Oh yeah,
he's my new best friend. I want him as a sidekick. He's fucking awesome. And I also have a look of disgust on my face looking at the blue monkey. Is there anything of interest lying in the room? Like if I understood correctly, it's some kind of lamb.
Well, so in the room,
we got the tinfoil hat, so that's something.
Yes.
But, is there anything else around that could be?
Well, there are some closed lockers that have not been opened or investigated.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'll try
a couple of foot lockers of a military style, like painted sort of that old German gray color. You know how we had olive drab in World War II. Like if you look at old Captain America comics, and the Germans seem to paint everything that kind of gray color.
I have. I'm playing in a mothership campaign with another group of friends, and I just
Nice.
noticed that I've written some gear that I got in mothership on my Crime Fighting Luchadores character sheet. So I have a
Nice.
gold and a green swipe card, and also. How do you call it, the crowbar. So I was going to use my crowbar, but it's not from this game, it's from another. Does anybody have a lockpick of some sort, or an item that we could use to pry open lockers?
I'll smack it with the
Oh.
monkey wrench to lock.
Oh yeah, you got the monkey wrench.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, smash away.
All right. Well, you guys bust into the lockers. Woo! Boy, howdy. There is some musty old stuff in these lockers. It looks like these lockers might not have been open since the 1940s or something. That's how musty they are inside. Everything's all covered in moon dust that kind of sparkles when you shake it off of things, you know, as it falls to the ground. Woo! So there are some super old style things that look kind of like gas masks in here. You know, with the big hoses coming off of them and everything, going to like a little sort of a canteen shaped thing with a belt clip on it and all that sort of affair.
Metro
And,
style.
Yeah, and also some what look like weird old gray vulcanized rubber suits. Like they look like, you know, coveralls or onesies of some kind.
Okay. Are they human sized or monkey sized?
They are human sized, yeah. They're definitely human sized. Sort of German soldier sized.
I'll take a gas mask and put it in my bag.
All right.
It might come in handy later. Is there one for everybody?
Yeah. If you crack open more of these lockers, they seem to have these rubberized 1940s spacesuits and gas masks in them. And the thing about the gas mask is it's really a like a breathing apparatus. Apparently, I mean, you don't see any of the helmets that they go into, but if you had the rest of the helmet, in theory, maybe it's something that would make it capable of exiting to the lunar surface.
I see.
Old
Okay.
creaky.
Okay. I thought they were more like filter mask.
That's what they look like, but it's like they're also designed to slot into another entire head helmet, but
Okay.
that requires a little more looking around. Now, all right.
I'll have so is there more areas in the room that we could check?
Yeah, there's a couple of foot lockers on the ground, and I guess also two more regular stand-up lockers. I want to describe these maybe as kind of like army base soldier lockers of the standing kind. So they look almost like, you know, American high school lockers, but the kind you would have in the German army in 1942 or something.
And they're locked as well?
Actually, the last two over to the side aren't. They don't have any locks on them externally. The four that did, you guys busted into and found four complete sort of rubber spacesuits.
Okay,
Or
I'll check out the ones that are open.
All right, so inside them, there you find the weird helmets that these face masks go onto. The first locker is piled with about 8 of these helmets. You can see that they like actually strap on really tight around the whole head, but they have kind of a you know, those sort of World War I soldier helmets with the spike on the top, like Sergeant Schultz used to wear in Hogan's Heroes?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
It kind of looks like that, but with a whole like a whole head rubberized head cowl with like a buckled neck thing too, and you can see all the spots where the gas masks connect to it and seal up and everything. So it's like a weird Kaiser helmet, space helmet.
Okay. Ah.
There's like I said, there's 8 of those in the first locker. The other locker has guns in it. And that's an unusual part. They're pretty weird looking guns.
Mm-hmm.
So
Weird. What do they have that makes them weird?
Okay, so I mean, I guess everybody's seen like sort of World War II era German submachine guns, like the very popular grease gun and that kind of thing. Imagine that you had something like that, except everything had a 1930s Art Deco locomotive kind of shape to it. So this weird kind of little compact machine gun looking thing is all like smooth and rounded on all the corners and everything. It has like little brass inlay stuff, and on the front of it is what looks like a brass nozzle, almost like the end of a kitchen funnel that comes out with the nozzle part like pointing from the front of it, and connected to that nozzle are these 2 brass rings that are set into it with like little sprockets. So there's 2 brass rings surrounding the funnel nozzle, and it looks like a weird, it's definitely a gun quite clearly, but it in the place of where it would normally have sort of a magazine is what is definitely a screw-on valve. Like you can actually see the threading inside it when you turn the thing upside down. In the locker are 4 kind of lunchbox thermos-sized canisters with screw tops and kind of like a puncture seal on them too. They have weird in German, a bunch of German written on the side too that seems to be describing something about whatever the contents are and so on. They are warm to the touch.
Okay, so they probably fire some kind of energy rounds instead of regular bullets.
Maybe so.
But we don't want to fire them right now because we don't want to attract attention, and also we're not supposed to kill people because I wrote the rules.
That's right.
Yeah, so guns are no for me. Could we by looking at the rubber suits with the mask and all of that, the get up, the whole get up, do they seem to provide an advantage that my spacesuit doesn't? Does it seem to
You don't think so? So here,
no?
looking
Okay.
at them, they look super old and they're heavy. What they really are, when you take a good look at them, is they have like a canvas cloth inside that would be the part that would come into contact with you. On the next layer beyond that is a lead lining of like lead dust, and then the next layer is a thick, like half-inch thick rubberized coating, or extra layer on the outside.
Plating of some kind.
Yeah, and
And
it's kind of
maybe
looks like almost like
light
an old diving
radiation
suit.
shield.
Yeah, it looks kind
Oh,
of like a tight-fitting diving suit.
okay. So I'll keep my spacesuit on, and I also have my Cosmo skin, so I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll leave it behind.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave all this German stuff just where it is. I'm not really.
Yes. It looks dubious. It's so old. You're not sure if any of this stuff would work anymore. It's been sitting in these lockers for
Yeah, it reeks
definitely
of
decades.
Oedipus complex, so don't touch it.
All right. Well, that's really all there is to it. The little blue space monkey He comes up and he's carrying as though he does this all the time. Like maybe a toddler might carry around a teddy bear. He's carrying an empty bucket. Now, I don't know how much Super Friends you guys used to watch, but this monkey carried around a bucket an awful lot in that cartoon.
I must confess that I didn't watch a lot of Super Friends. I was more of a Batman 66 kind of
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
So I've seen everything Batman 66 with Adam West, but not that much
Yeah.
Super Friends. I think I discovered it and I was already too old for it. So I didn't
Yes.
care much for it. It was it was targeted to a younger audience.
Yeah.
So I don't know a lot about it. I've seen the Blue Monkey, and I didn't really care for it, but I don't know what's the bucket about. So, do you guys know what's the bucket meaning?
He hung out
Yeah,
with a
Matt says
teenager
yeah.
who could turn into who could turn into water, and then he could turn that water into any shape. But a lot of the time he would turn into the water and jump into the bucket, and the monkey would carry him somewhere, and then he'd throw him out of the bucket and he'd turn into like an ice sled or an ice ladder or something weird like
So
that.
what?
It was
It's like a power elemental thingy that can shape shift
yeah,
into what it needs. So
yeah,
like Felix the cat's bag, but
yes.
only water based.
Yes, because he really
Okay.
was just a water elemental kid that could form almost any shape as long as it didn't have too many mechanical parts and can be made out of ice.
Okay, so he's an annoying version of
Yes.
Iceman. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
Like a super annoying version of Iceman.
Okay, got it.
All right.
So we'll
So
let him keep his fucking bucket. Then.
as you guys are heading back out of here, having had a good look around, it looks like Blue Monkey is going to follow you, but then from out of the corridor comes back Jetpack Yellow Suit Monkey and kind of tugs him by the tail and gives him a
Mm.
look. And so he reluctantly stops and stays down here as you guys ascend the stairs and exit back into the corridor of the much more modern 1950s, early 1960s moon base.
Okay, so Blip doesn't want Gleek to come with us.
No, he's kind of a danger-prone Daphne and would probably cause something more horrible to
Okay.
happen to you.
Can we lock him up or tie him up, tie him down so he's not a nuisance while we
Well, it
go on
seemed
our
like
mission?
Blip kind of had him under control.
Okay. Well, okay.
All right, guys, it's time. Basically, you are up at the top of the stairs and out in the corridor. A couple of just after you close the door behind you, one or two monkeys from the moon base passes by. They seem to be heading towards the throne room, and they're like, "Hey!" And they kind of wave at you as they pass by. It looks like news travels fast here in the monkey community, and I guess they know who you are.
They recognize us despite we're sporting
Tinfoil
the tinfoil hats.
Yeah.
We need to be
Sometimes-
on the lookout for Earl as well. We need to locate him and
Yeah. Well, if he listened to the orders we gave him, he's supposed to be in the main room. But we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
If he's not, we have to run after him.
Well, it turns out everything kind of goes according to plan. When you get to that central room that also has the side doors that go into the command center and throne room, when the swoosh doors open, you can see that Earl is down there in the pit, below the raised throne part, and is definitely in the room, along with lots of monkeys. Like, it looks like most of the base has been gathered around here, and there's all the regular control center monkeys doing their simple monkey computer things, and the Queen and Earl, and then a couple of other monkeys that you hadn't seen before that must have had duties elsewhere. But all told, you think there could be as many as 30 monkeys here. You also can see the monkeys that had come down to Earth and, let's use the term, escorted you to the moon.
With a couple of bruises and
Yes,
maybe a
with some
black eye or
bruises.
two.
Now some Band-Aids over some stuff. Yeah.
They're staying far away from Brick as possible.
Yes. Yes. All of them are well away from the door.
They try to smile, but you see they have broken teeth.
Indeed. Woo. So
Okay.
in you guys swagger.
Who wants to unleash their inner Hercule Poirot? And
Aha! Yeah. How about it, men?
Well, should we grab Earl first?
Yes, absolutely.
Expose them and grab them?
Lumen, you have the files. Yeah, you have the file with the pictures and all the proofs.
Yes, Lumen has the picture with the, well, as far as we know, if we can trust the kid, the word cowboy written in Russian. We have no idea if it actually says this or not.
So the Brick is maybe holding down the Earl, and Lumen is gonna expose him. And we're standing as backup to see if he has some allies, or to see if anybody reacts in a weird way, or.
All right.
I'll sort of move casually towards them, but grab them, and then I think we'll drag him in front of the Queen and make a show of this.
Woo! Okay.
Yes.
When you grab the old, the sort of the old beloved cowboy of the monkey moon base, all the other monkeys seem like, what the hell? and a big tumult arises as monkeys are making screechy monkey sounds, and you haul old Earl, who tries to escape, but certainly cannot match your towering human strength with his little monkey body. And you drag him, cowboy hat and all, over to the floor at the feet of the stairs by the Monkey Queen's throne. Woo! As everyone else gathers around, what do you guys want to say? The Queen seems pretty darn surprised by this turn of events.
Okay, so the Lumen has the picture and shows it to the Queen. And clearly, this is you in your incubator when you were an infant. And turning it around, show the label first to Earl, and then to the Queen, and then back to Earl. And say, do you care to explain why you are mentioned in this picture as the person that provided it?
Oh, Earl does such a bad job of rolling to conceal his surprise at this, that he clearly, for a moment, looks shocked and then almost comically guilty. Then he looks sly and crafty, as you can see him trying to think of a lie right there in front of you. And Earl's like, well, hey now, I don't see Earl written anywhere on that. That there don't have nothing to do with me.
There's
says
police,
cowboy right here.
Well,
there's
that just
police
says
monkeys, right? In the were there not some police guys?
Yeah, there are some security monkeys. They have little security uniforms on and everything. They look a little different.
I want to ask the police ones to bind his hands and his feet.
Woo! Well, they're pretty surprised by all this. They look to the Queen for guidance at this point, because generally, it's Earl that goes around and kind of dispenses the Queen's will around the base and everything, as sort of her right-hand monkey man. And they seem pretty surprised by this chain of events. And so the Queen is looking at you guys, and it's kind of right about the time that she notices you're all wearing tinfoil hats. She's like, "What's with the tinfoil?" You can see a sly, pondering look come over her little monkey eyes. There, she takes a look at the four of you and sees you holding her right hand cowboy there, who it seems she's kind of sweet on, maybe. And she looks over and she's like, "Now wait a minute, darlings. What are these accusations you have against the handsome and loyal subject, Earl?" And she demurs towards him. Let me see this picture. Okay, she kind of
say I'll say you and I have a very different definition of loyalty. He was reporting to the enemy about even all of your doings, and as soon as you're burnt. So I don't think you can consider him as a loyal subject, but yeah, it's up to you, I guess.
She takes a look at the photograph, and you can kind of see her recognize that that's definitely her as a little baby monkey, like a little 1-year-old monkey. And she turns it over and sees the writing on it, in Russian with the little, dash, cowboy at the bottom. And oh man, I want you to imagine a transformation from haughty aristocrat monkey to betrayed angry girlfriend monkey that happens right before you. Oh man, she reads, and apparently it certainly looks to the four of you like she can read Russian, which may not be all that surprising. Possibly, it also seemed that she had intercommunicated with the moon gorillas before too, and may have taken it upon herself to learn Russian. But she reads it again, and then her hands jerk down to her sides, her arms all stiff and straight, and she looks over at Earl, and Earl, as you're holding him there, Brick Steel, punches himself in the face right there with his free hand. As you've got him held by one arm like a policeman might, he punches himself in the face with the other hand, and you can see him like, what the hell? And then punches himself again.
Now wait a minute. That's not how you do it.
So you gotta
put some heart in it.
Right. You gotta draw it back. Ooh. Oh, she seems pretty enraged.
I have a question, Eric.
Yes.
When we watched the tape on which the queen was talking to a gorilla, were they speaking English or Russian?
She greeted him at first with a common like diplomatic Russian greeting, but they both spoke in English that you guys could all understand. So it was all like
it's pretty surprising to us that to see that she can read Russian.
Yeah, you only heard her speak a little bit of it right in the beginning of that recording, just as a sort of, like a diplomat or an ambassador might have when first communicating, with their counterpart in another, country's, embassy or something like that. But then it switched right into English and everything. And it seemed like in a sort of Hunt for Red October way that the commander of the guerrillas could easily speak English too.
Okay.
I ask Her Majesty to order her police to bind the hands and feet of Earl.
Ooh. Take him, and she points was a trembling, rage-filled finger at Earl, and the two security monkeys kind of amble on down the stairs and come over and put these little small, monkey handcuffs and feet cuffs on Earl, and then he sort of shamefully, abashedly is sort of led away by the two security monkeys.
I say, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Take him into custody, but he doesn't leave this room. He stays in this room with us.
They look to the queen, who is like, waves like that's fine and everything.
And shooting. Sorry, go ahead.
You men don't give the orders here. We give the orders here.
Okay.
Keep him here. She
So
gestures
I'll move. I'll move near the queen because I've already humbled her in our first encounter. So I'll move towards her in a menacing fashion, and I'll say, "Your Majesty, you may want to have a pina colada or three before the next part."
What? Oh! She turns and stamps up the little short stairway to get up to the platform where her throne is on, and turning around to glare a little bit at the entire assembly of all the monkeys of the base, reaches behind her without looking and hits the button to have it dispense another banana daiquiri.
I'll say, and I'll quickly follow by. See, there, Earl wasn't the only threat to the monkey kind on the moon. Lumen.
Okay. Shoot. Whoa. I'm trying to remember. What did we have on the queen? Nothing. Yes. No. Wait. We had the tape, the reels, the tape reels, wasn't that?
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, so well, we have to make a speech.
Okay, woohoo!
You're the brainy one, and I'm really unlucky tonight. So you want to make the speech?
Level your accusations about how she must step down from power. Level them, I say. Let's hear it.
Yes. So your good queen here was in communication with the gorillas and was demanding.
Many monkeys gasp in surprise.
Yes, and was demanding that they go ahead and worship her as a queen. And if they didn't, then she was going to destroy them, thereby antagonizing the gorillas, who previously were leaving you alone and have started up this conflict all for her vanity. So she risked your life, your family's, all for her own personal gain.
Yeah, exactly. She could have ended the war sooner, but she put her own ego before your safety at risk on many occasions. And we've seen her use cruelty on her subjects, and she's not fit to be a queen anymore. As long as she's gonna reign over the moon, the war is gonna keep raging on, and you people won't find peace. So she has to step down.
So listen here, you mangy mutant Marie Antoinette. Step down off your dais. Submit yourself for arrest. You'll be given a fair trial. And we've had enough of your monkey business. So peaceably surrender. Cooperating with us now will only help you.
Oh, first of all, I want to give you a resolve point for saying mangy monkey Marie Antoinette, sir. Because that was too good. And holy crap. Okay. Wow. That absolutely, that Wow, you're kind of watching a deranged sociopath collapse into fury now as the queen, who can barely believe the insolence of what she's just heard, takes in what you've said. And you can see all the monkeys like physically take a step back as they're all like, oh, when you say that.
We would prefer sparing you the humiliation of being roughed up in front of your former subjects, but if we have to put you away by force, we're ready to do it,
Yeah.
Man,
and
okay.
you better believe it.
Things will get real bad for you.
Yes.
In a flash, the the monkey queen gestures over at you with a little clawed monkey hand, and nothing at all happens. Externally, as she gestures at Shooting Star, at least one or two of you other remaining luchador heroes can see one or two tiny yellow sparks spark off of Shooting Star's tinfoil helmet. Oh, and then
Awesome.
that
Thank you,
seems
thank you, Nigel Malayan.
Put the cocktail down and your hands on your head now.
Put the
oh
crown down.
right. Woo-wee, okay.
I
think it
am
is
going to
time.
teleport up and bear hug her. As I appear, I'm going to wrap
Woo!
her into a bear hug.
Holy cow! Okay, it is on like Donkey Kong now. Well,
Indeed.
let me get my little sheet for our monkey queen, and let's get this fight underway. I have
Because
to admit,
before
it's
you talked about the hole in the window on and the maybe the meteor or something that poke a hole, and the radiation that came in. I thought that maybe she was getting her power from her crown, but now I understand that she had some kind of mutation. But at first I was thinking maybe she got her power from her crown and it was some kind of device, but obviously not.
ah, now you know the secret. She's really a mutant monkey. Woo! Okay. Man, so here we go. It is
But
really time for initiative and
yes.
getting this party started.
Yeah, and we're lacking one hero point, one clue, so we can't trigger our
Oh,
Royal Rumble move because
oh no.
we only have three clues.
No, I
But
meant to give you
yeah,
four.
no,
Oh,
we missed one. It's our fault. It can happen. Well, we'll have
okay.
to just use our regular wrestling moves.
Well, on an upside though, you did discover the crucial clue which led you to get the tinfoil helmets, which are right
Absolutely.
now
So
protecting
being
her from her
immune
most
to our
powerful power.
yeah, we're immune to our mind control, so that's a huge chunk of it. Okay,
Yes.
so who wants to roll for initiative? Not me.
Who will roll for our mighty heroes?
I think I've only succeeded once tonight. I've missed
I'll
Oh
roll
my
it.
gosh.
I'll roll it.
Woo!
6.
All right.
Yay!
That's it. All right. And 1 through 3, the enemy goes first. 4 plus, you guys go first. So I believe there was some teleporting and some grabbing that I heard about just a moment ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
And while I've got her in this bear hug, I am gonna suplex her back.
Awesome.
All
Fuck
right.
yeah.
Well, here we go. Will that be a special attack or just a regular suplex?
Just a regular attack.
Okay.
All right. And I'm trying to remember. It's just 1d12, and then I add my muscle or acrobatics.
Yeah. You can choose. You can choose to attack with muscles or acrobatics.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I've still got.
Oh,
65.
sorry, not on a regular attack. If you're doing a regular attack, it's only muscle. Acrobatics or muscles, you have the choice when you're doing a special move.
Ah, okay. Okay.
We'll say that when I go to suplex her back, I hit my head first, and I'm like, and my arms fly open, and she gets loose.
You're not used to fighting such tiny opponents. I feel like it's a
Yeah.
little different. It's like you're trying to wrestle a kid.
Yep. So yeah.
All right. So
horribly.
the queen accidentally falls free from the kid's great suplex, and you can hear his horns bonk against the metal floor of the moon base. Whew, all right. Who's next from among the mighty Lucha heroes?
I'm hesitant to use the ultra beam because I don't want to. Oh no, I can't miss because it's my
True.
special. It's my special move. So okay, so I'll target my ultra beam at the queen to try to knock her out. So
Ooh, okay.
well, it automatically succeeds,
Yes.
and it's 3 points of damage. No, 4 points of damage. Sorry, because two for my level, one for the base attack, and an extra one for my acrobatics. So that's
Yes.
4.
All right. Ooh, boy. Everybody gasps in astonishment as your ultra beam smashes into the queen and she is blasted back by it, arms windmilling through the air. and as a tiny little target like that, she flies back like 10 feet, landing behind the throne over on the floor, much to her embarrassment. And who is next after that? The monkeys are in a tumult. There's a huge sound of monkeys screeching and jumping up and down and squawking to each other in disbelief over what is happening, but nobody dares get involved between you towering titans and their weird tyrant.
You can go ahead, Lumen, if you want.
And try that that laser beam device. Seems like you only have the one shot, if I understood it correctly.
Yeah, but it's a question of, do I push the middle button or the one that I was told not to?
Ooh.
Okay, I'll take a step back.
Okay, so the Lumen's gonna try to set her on fire.
Wow.
Whoa, that's
one of your own mighty powers, right?
That's right. I
Yeah.
gotta do a brains check first.
You are not called the Lumen
Oh,
for
you
nothing.
have pyromancy.
Yes, I have
Yes.
pyromancy.
All right.
Yeah. So I roll a 6. I will use a resolve point plus my
Yes.
brains to take it up to 8.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Okay,
like
and so I'll roll a d6 for the damage.
I like the smell of burning hair in the morning.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. So I guess it doesn't do anything initially. It says because at the start of every round. So
No, it does. It does
you
the
get the fire damage
regular
the first
damage on the strike, and it
Mhm.
can it can continue to inflict damage on subsequent turns.
Okay. All right. So that's 3 points of damage.
Woo. Okay. Ha ha ha.
And then she'll have to make an acrobatics check at the start of
It's
every round to
probably
put the fire
it's
out.
probably 4 because you're level 2. So base
Okay.
damage is 1 plus add your level plus add your brains. So that's 4.
Okay. I wasn't sure, Martin, because it just said roll one, does 1d6 of damage. So I wasn't
Uh,
sure if that
it's a
was
pure D6. My bad. I forgot my own rules. Shame on
okay.
me.
Ooh, but you guys
So.
see kind of an interesting thing happen in that. So she had to make an acrobatics check to put out the fire, kind of, right?
Past only on the next turn.
Ah, okay.
Because
So we'll
when
hold this
it's
off.
on first strike, she can't put out a fire that's not been lit yet, right?
Ah, right,
So
right.
the fire keeps on burning as long as she doesn't put it out, but it inflicts the 1d6 on strike, and then
Yes.
when it's her turn, she can try to put out the fire and then do
Yes,
another
that's
action.
okay. Excellent. Well, which of you mighty heroes will go next? That pretty
Uh,
much leaves you, Mr. Steele.
yeah, so I'm just
Yeah.
gonna charge at her, and I'm gonna try to bash her with my big stick.
All right. How's your roll? Attack, sir. Attack.
You need to come up with a name for the stick. It's almost a character.
Yeah, brick steel and stick steel. So I'm going to use a hero point. I'm going to make, or actually, yeah, I'm going to use a hero point because we're not going to use one to do, like, I don't have to keep it to do the Royal Rumble, right? So I might as well use it.
Absolutely. It's now or never.
And that is a 12, but because I used a hero point, I don't generate a hero point. But
Right. So a successful strike.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And I guess that would be double damage though, right? Because I critted.
You made 12 on 2 dice or on 3 dice.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, it's 3 together. So
no, it doesn't count. It doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't count as a crit.
As a crit, but it still inflicts a lot of pain.
So 3, 6, the stick, brute. So 8 damage.
Well, okay. So here's the freaky thing that happens, because it wouldn't be a super beasto if it was just this easy.
Of course.
You swing the mighty branch that you found on a trail in the Badlands of the desert and smash down on the tiny little monkey queen, and your stick explodes into pieces as she is smashed and driven down into the ground. Now, here's the next crazy thing you see, though. And so, as your log explodes into bits and she is smashed down to the ground, the big red crystal on the front of her crown also shatters, and there's sort of a burst of red gamma radiation that happens.
Oh,
and then
boy.
You knew this crap was coming.
We all become Hulk.
Well, she does in any case. You see a crazy sudden mutation that in the blink of an eye transforms the tiny little diminutive monkey into a hulking Yeti-like gorilla towering a full 8 feet high with huge 36-inch arms. And she roars out this weirdly feminine gorilla roar that echoes throughout the throne room as she springs up. All of her fur is shaggy and kind of red. She's almost kind of like a red Hulk at this point. And that is what happens when you destroy her.
Imagine if Imagine if her fur as in is not stretched out. Is all stretched out because she doesn't have more fur than she used to have when she was a little monkey, but she's just huge. So she has just like these little patches of
Little
fur.
patches and stripes. Yes.
And red skin. Is she still on
Oh.
fire though?
Yeah, I wouldn't see any reason why she shouldn't still be on fire. So
Okay.
I'm going to say yes. She
Yeah.
is on fire. But
Oh
now
boy.
it's like the fire is in little patches of her, kind of commensurate with what her body size used to be. So like a 6-inch patch of fire, and over here like an 8-inch patch of fire, over here like a 1-foot patch of fire. But much of her, now that she's 8 feet tall, is not on fire. So it's kind of like bits of her are on
It's
fire.
fizzling out.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still going, but it's just
Okay.
that it'll have to kind of expand a little because now she's so much bigger.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think it's fair to say that she's definitely going to take another 6 points unless she decides to get busy with the rolling and stop, drop, and rolling. Ooh, okay. I think let's see.
So that
was all four.
was does she has an attack on top of that? Yeah, because she's transforming is like
Well,
passive.
I want to say for this round, I think the transformation took all the sort of action of it. I mean, it happened pretty quickly. Once the red radiation bathed her really quick, and now she's transformed. But I mean, it probably took 6, 7, 8, 10 seconds to happen.
Mhm.
So now we'll start fresh. All right, Luchadores, a towering
Mhm.
space ape is in front of you. A mutant space ape with psychic powers
Uh-oh.
and a crown and a weird a bent, kind of half crushed in by a log golden crown is tamped down on its head.
Wants to roll for initiative.
Yeah,
I got
how
it this
about
time.
guys.
All right.
Unfortunately, I got a 3.
Aha! The queen springs into action first.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. So all of the monkeys, I should say, I want to set the scene really fast. The throne room has a kind of an outer 15-foot walking area, and then it all descends like down a 5-foot stairway into a sort of control pit where all these little control panels, and the monkeys were sitting at it. And up around the top, there was all the other monkeys of the base and everything. And the everything is just in howling disbelief and disarray now that the queen has turned into some ape monster in front of her subjects. So there's monkeys running every which way, like trying in a panic, trying to escape and everything. And it's kind of a chaos of monkeys, literally in a panic, climbing up things and jumping off things and swinging from anything on the ceiling they can grab. And there's kind of a flurry of monkey madness happening around the giant space ape, who, as her first thing, sort of plants her big feet like really wide, like in a big wide stepping stance, and roars out this, again, oddly feminine monkey roar. And you can see visible cones of sonic energy kind of come.
Nice.
And
Okay.
I liken it kind of to the lion's roar in Kung Fu Hustle when the
Yeah.
landlady
Yeah.
is kind of
Amazing.
that. And
Okay.
she's going to aim it at the last hero to attack her with a log. So it's at you, Mr. Steele. She unleashes the horrible attack.
So that means that the fire, she put out the fire, or
Well, no, she is still on fire.
okay. So
She's still up.
she has to do an acrobatics check to
Ooh,
put the fire out.
let's do
Otherwise,
that.
she'll keep getting
Take it.
damage unless
Yes.
she put out the fire.
Let's do it. So I'll roll a roll for her, and that is a 3 and a 5 for 8. She
Okay.
actually manages
Yeah.
to somehow put out the fire. Maybe the sonic blast is so much that the wind blows out the fire on her body
Okay, I
or
like that.
something. It's woo. Oh my
So I'm
goodness.
trying to evade with acrobatics, right?
Yes, that is correct, sir.
Do you
wanna
need
make that
a
dodging
hero
roll?
point?
No, I'm
Brick?
good.
Oh,
No,
okay.
It's
10.
woo!
Okay.
Yes. If anybody wants, like, there's that quick sheet inside the very first page of the core rulebook where dodging is right at the bottom of that, a kind of quick sheet that's right inside the front cover, where it kind of tell you about that. So yes, you totally leap out of the way heroically as her weird visible cone of sonic energy blasts out and definitely tumble several monkeys that happened to be in the cone as they were running hither and yon and to and fro back there. And several monkeys are blasted, tumbling back against the wall by it. But you are quite safe, sir. Woo,
Amazing.
all right, that's her
Awesome.
one big thing. Gentlemen, you are up. Who wants to do what?
Well, hey, you know what?
My,
I'm right in her face, and she just tried to blast me. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try to give her a European uppercut real quick here.
Woohoo!
6, 9.
Ooh, nice. Success.
So that would be my stick is destroyed, so it's 7 damage.
All right. Woo, man. You are a mighty, mighty wrestler at this
Yeah.
level. Holy jeez. Wow.
Now,
7 damage. Okay.
Brutes with 3 muscles can really
That's true. Yeah.
pack it
Yeah.
on.
When you think
Yeah.
about your level plus your 3 muscles, yeah.
yeah,
It
that's
adds
why
up.
I kept the level at 5, and that
Yeah,
may
yeah.
also be a lot. But that's why we're playing. We're kind of
Woo!
finding out about balance and all those things. It's the first time I think that we fight also a super beast without being able to trigger our
Yes.
a Royal Rumble move. So that's an
Mhm.
interesting experiment on its own. So yeah. It's very helpful playing with you to kind of fine tune these things and
Woohoo!
seeing you also being the ref, Eric, and what you do with the rule set. It's very valuable for me. So
Oh,
thank you.
great. All right, for sure. This is great. Woo! So you have walloped her with an uppercut, and which is extra easy because she's super tall now. And man, that jaw just snaps up, and she's looking at the ceiling for a second once you really whack her with it. Man, who's next? You guys have seen the sudden transformation. What do you guys want to do?
I think that kid was up next because
Yeah.
he had an idea.
So as her neck snaps back,
Yeah.
I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna teleport again.
Woo!
I'll have one more
Okay.
left after this. And as I appear above her face, I
Oh,
just swing down with the monkey wrench and try to smash her in the mouth.
yeah, son. Oh my gosh. Okay.
10. So I hit her.
Woohoo!
I'm
And
picturing like Blanca doing a spin roll.
Yeah. Nice.
uh, damage.
Awesome.
I always forget what it is, but I don't know what to, but I get a +1 because of the monkey wrench.
Yeah.
Sure.
1, 2,
So
3, 4,
it's
5.
1,
5
5.
damage.
Okay.
Not too
Nice.
shabby. Not too
No.
Yeah,
shabby.
not too shabby at all.
And on the
All
way
right.
down, I just like meh, as I land.
Bam. Woo. Boy, that monkey wrench slams into her face, and man, you can see her big body actually stagger back 2 steps from getting smacked in the face with an aerial monkey wrench. And she's now a couple of steps away from Brick Steel, who you just punched her, but now she's staggered back by a monkey wrench blow. Not too shabby. Well, Lumen, Shooting Star, who's going to come up next?
I can go for another another ultra beam blast. This time, since I'm reusing the same special move, we determined last time that it cost me twice the stamina, so it cost me 2 points. So that's another 4 damage.
Ooh, okay.
And now, if I want to reuse it, now I'm gonna start taking damage because I'm exhausted. So
Okay.
maybe I will have to, if she's still up next turn, I will have to change to use a different approach or to start
right.
taking damage because I'm exhausting myself.
Ooh, so mighty heroes, you can see the beautiful shooting star is a little staggered by the expenditure of her cosmic power, and she looks a little worn down after that blast comes out of her, as though she's run a long way.
Yeah, it's been a long day of fighting gorillas and fighting a
Yes,
giant gorilla, and yeah,
yes.
it's starting to feel the exhaustion, but I still
Ooh,
managed to pull out another laser beam
yeah.
out of my alien suit, and I target the chest of the queen,
Oh,
so
nice.
it hits her near the heart and probably push her backwards,
Yes.
kind of a strong gust of wind or something like that. Invisible
She
energy strike.
She staggers back another 2 steps. Now she's less than a body length again away from the wall that was behind her, which was on the other side of the throne. If anybody wants to use any crazy wall attacks or anything. And that
Hmm.
brings us to you, Mighty Lumen. What will you do, sir?
Okay, so Lumen, yeah, what the heck, goes ahead and takes the
Press that
armband.
button. Press that button.
Yeah,
Woo!
takes the armband, points it, but not necessarily at Queen. He's gonna point it at the wall behind her, and
Ooh.
it's gonna
Ah.
push all 3 buttons at one time.
Everybody brace yourself.
Whoa!
Hang on to something.
Okay. All right. I would like, please, all of you heroes to make an acrobatics check, please. It's just the regular difficulty of 8, but let me know
um,
how each person does.
I'll use one of my hero points because I don't want to
Yes.
miss. After that,
Yeah,
I'll only have the one left.
I'm gonna use a hero point as well.
7.
Woo! Mighty 10! Ah, the kid
Okay,
is
I got
ready.
12, but unnatural 12.
Yes!
Dirty 12.
Dirty
Yeah,
12. All right. 10, 12. So far, the heroes are heroing.
I got boxcars on that.
I failed mine.
Okay.
Oh, God.
All right. Lumen, how about you, sir?
I got boxcars on mine, so yeah, I got 12.
Woo! Oh, so you also get a cool point, too. Awesome.
I used a
Yeah,
hero point, so I rolled
Yeah.
two sixes, but I got a 2 in there as well. So I'm not quite sure how that
Oh, okay.
all works out. with
You
that, so.
can't make a crit on three dice.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so you've made it, but you don't get a hero point for that.
Oh,
Understand.
I'm sorry. But,
Yes. So
wow.
am I, but you know.
A mighty yellow beam, sort of a cone of power, shoots out of your outstretched fist, cartoon style, and, true to your ingenious idea, blasts a hole in the side of the base, which
Uh-oh.
immediately sucks in the giant ape form right back over to it. Much of the room goes into crazy disarray as the atmosphere starts to vent out to the open surface of the moon, and she is sucked back and plugs up the hole with her massive ape body. Whew, after a moment. All right. anyone who just didn't happen to make that acrobatics check got dragged forward halfway to the hole. And, just by the huge suction of everything, many monkeys were dragged, and 2 or 3 monkeys shot out onto the surface of the moon before she plugged it up.
Oh,
And are
fuck.
unfortunately not coming back.
Yeah.
Sorry, monkeys. But she is stuck there. You see her smashing her arms against the wall, trying to pull herself away. Her back is exposed to the raw radiation of the sun and the deadly cold of space. And that's gonna be some damage, my friends. I gotta make a roll here. See how that's gonna go. That roll is terrible. Okay. So a 2 and a 1 doesn't bode well for the Monkey Queen. Ooh, doggies. All right. Good.
Oh, terrible in that sense. I thought the other way around, that you roll like 3 or something.
Yeah, I did roll a 3. I rolled a 2 and a 1 for her to try to kind of save.
Oh, okay. I thought you were rolling for damage.
Oh, no. I think this is going to do a pretty significant amount of stuff. So she's going to take a bit here. Let me kind of think about this. Exposed to raw solar radiation and deadly negative temperatures at the same time.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and also the pressure.
Radiation.
The pressure is gonna mash you through that hole in the hole.
Oh man. Okay, so she is you can see that she seems to be roaring in simian pain now, plugging up that hole, and her eyes spin wildly, in the pain of it all and the struggle, and she just unleashes another terrible sonic scream out that maybe is just the fact that she's yelling because her back is on fire and being exposed to radiation. It's just gonna rando fire at one of you guys. I'm just gonna roll a d4, and it is shooting star. It's 3.
The 3 damage.
Her weird cone of sonic of power comes to you, and you need to make an acrobatics check to jump out of the way.
Sure.
Oof.
7 plus 1 in acrobatics. I make it
Yes!
just on the limit.
Okay, so you leap out of the way as her sonic blast destroys the throne that you were standing in front of, and there's kind of like a Las Vegas casino fountain of daiquiri that is now shooting up into the air now that the throne has been broken away, and pressurized daiquiri is now
there's like a pool of daiquiri under her throne.
Yes, it is now forming there.
That's amazing.
Holy cow. That brings us back around to you guys. And she seems kind of stuck. Her first attempt to pry herself away from the wall did not work. And that gives you guys an opportunity to wail on her some more.
Okay. Once roll for initiative. Matt, you want to go for it?
Man, I gotta give you a hero point for that. That was inspired. I figured you just totally shoot her with and it would do a bunch of damage, but you have inflicted cool, like comic book style stuff. This is awesome.
The 3 monkeys that was sucked out in space think otherwise.
Well, they can join the gorilla you shot out with the cannon. So
you don't make an omelet.
Well, wow, what's happening next? What are you guys gonna do?
Sorry,
I rolled a 3 on the initiative. So
all right. So that means that she'll get her attempt. She's going to try to pry herself free from the hole in the wall.
Of
Let's see
course.
how we do. Desperate to get away from that burning back pain, which pretty much now is the most terrible sunburn ever. Oh, 5 and a 2. She only gets a 7. Oh, you can see her almost pull away. You can see a gap open and the air rushes back out of the chamber again for a moment. And she almost gets it and then whoop, is sucked back in there.
Or maybe she manages to pull away, but like a bunch of her skin and her
Yes.
just shoot
Oh,
on
it's
his
just
face.
yes.
Okay,
Oh,
it's Halloween. It could be a bit gory, right?
that's true. Yeah. Woo!
Cartoonishly.
Yes. Oh,
No, I'm
boys.
just joking. I'm just joking. You're the referee. Yeah,
I
it's
haven't been gory enough. It is Halloween. It's time for the fun stuff. So there's a terrible smell of on fire ape flesh and fur in that moment when she pulls herself away and then comes back, and it is rank. It's like a burning Bigfoot.
And does she have an attack on top of that? Yeah,
Uh,
she can have an attack on top of that. She's the big bad villain.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe getting to it, 2 attacks seems all right. She's going to. This is what she'll do next. Well, I was kind of holding this in reserve, but now it seems like the time she's taking damage and is going down. She unleashes her weird mental control on a handful of monkeys. And so,
Oh no, of course she does.
6
Right, that makes sense.
monkeys stop panicking and running around and turn and rush at you guys to attack.
Okay.
So, oh my God, all 6 attack one person. That's insane.
You
I
don't
was just
say.
rolling a d6 to
Okay,
see
and
how
it's
many were
me.
going to attack the first. So let's see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and it is you again.
Oh,
Level
no.
3.
Okay, so I have
6
to make.
monkeys come running.
I have to dodge 6 times.
Well, let's see. So
Yeah,
they're going to come up and basically.
Yeah, I have to dodge 6 times.
Yeah, you have to
It's
dodge
insane.
6 times.
It reminds me of the zombie horde attack.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay, so first roll is a success with 11, so that's one
Woo!
out of the way.
Yes.
Second roll is a miss. So how much damage?
Ooh, okay.
I have 1 armor point, so I take 1 less damage than.
Oh, nice.
Oh no, I
Well,
have 2 armor.
Oh, nice. You are kind of in luck because the monkeys are meant to be normally attacking you with those laser weapons that they have, the beam guns that they have, and they're just attacking you with their bare monkey hands, but they have spindly little monkey arms like broomstick, and they really do 1d4. I rolled 2, and unfortunately, your armor just soaks it up, and they do nothing.
I think every blast has to roll for its own damage to make it fun.
Yeah.
Because if you roll a 1 or a 2, that means that neither of the none of the 6 can harm me. So it's a bit of a cop out. So roll for. So I didn't dodge the second blast. So how much damage?
All right. 2
Yes,
again. Your armor takes
so
it.
my armor takes the damage. Okay, so I'm rolling for the third blast.
Okay.
And that's a miss again.
All right. These guys are running up and pounding you with their tiny monkey fists. One of them runs up and is biting your knee.
Oh, I don't like
that. It's like, arr, arr.
I like chicken wings too, but calm down.
Woo. So how about it? Do you dodge out from the biting?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And so I have two left to dodge.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed.
Ooh. 2 again. Oh my God, they can't lay a finger on you.
My Cosmo skin blocks it again.
Yes.
And that's another miss.
All right. Oh, they missed you? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, you're swarmed by 6 monkeys, but none of them can penetrate your mighty defenses.
Okay, it's a good day to be a Cosmico. Thank
That's
you,
right.
Eric.
Woo! Woo! Who's next?
I'll go.
Uh,
I'm going to
got-
spend my last teleport,
Ooh.
and I'm going to bamf up to her. But before I do, I look back at the rest of the crew, and I
Uh-oh.
just say, "Remember me." And
What?
I teleport in front of her, and I try to give her a Superman punch right in the jaw.
Yeah! Roll. Oh, wait. Special
And I'm going to
attack
spend a
or
hero
regular?
point to go with it. Ooh. So I got 2 6s and a 3. Does that mean I
Woo!
crit or
Yeah. No,
All
you
right.
can't crit
No.
on you can't crit with a hero dice.
Okay.
Right.
So oh man, I'm gonna mess her up. that's one of my special moves, so I wouldn't even have had to roll actually. So,
No,
Oh, true.
you
Okay,
shouldn't
yeah.
have to roll,
Tell
and
us
you
about your
wouldn't
damage
use a
rate.
hero point.
That's right.
okay, so
So now you
that
get
would be
that back.
2, 3, 4, 5 damage again.
Yes. That's what I'm
Awesome.
talking about.
Okay. I have a
All right.
question for you, Eric.
Yes, sir.
We're all wearing spacesuits.
Uh-huh.
Is there some way? Is there something in the room, a device or a control panel of some sort, where I can stop to put the room in grav zero so we don't get suck up the hole in
I see what you mean.
the spaceship?
Well.
Because that's
Ooh.
gonna be a problem real soon if we don't plug the hole, right?
It's true.
If
That is
there's
true.
not, I'm gonna try to find something that I can use to plug the hole, like a large surface, a table, the throne. I don't know how big is the hole
Perfect.
in the wall, but we have to plug the hole or turn off the zero grav.
It's time for a brains check, sir.
Oh no, not that. I'll use my last hero point to do so.
Yes! Woohoo!
Okay.
All right.
So I have 8. Okay, on 2 dice, so that works. I don't have to roll the third dice.
Magnificent. Okay.
I work better under stress.
Yeah. From the ruins of the throne that got blasted by her cone of sonic power,
Yeah.
there is a big enough sheet where you could tear it off of there and it would be big enough to patch the hole if you pushed it up against there. And the sheer pressure of the air inside the room would push it up against the wall enough to seal the breach.
So that would be an acrobatics check, I suppose. I mean,
although you can use muscle if you like. Yeah,
I'll use acrobatics because I have 1 dot in each of those skills, and to me it makes more sense to maneuver with depression and try to put it in the right place. So I'll make it an acrobatics check.
Do it.
Oh no! I have a fumble, but there's no fumble in the game. But yeah, that I fell pathetically. So I grabbed the maybe it was the the back of the chair. What's the the back of the chair, and I tried to put it inside to put it in front of the hole, but the pressure the pressure is too strong for me, and I merely like plug a fourth of the of the the superficie in it. It doesn't work, and I just make a fool of myself. Sorry.
But still, the effort is excellent. All right, gentlemen, let's see. So now that's still 2 of you left, right?
So
Who?
is the queen still stuck? Like, is she?
Yes. So she's still stuck in that hole. Now there's a big piece of sheet metal that's pressed up against her too, but she's still kind of plugging the hole, and she's basically able now to maybe attack Shooting Star, who just ran up with the big sheet of metal, but everyone else is kind of out of reach. I think. Oh no, that's right, because
No.
the
She
kid
acted
just
first.
teleported
I'm
right
in
there,
range too.
and Superman punched her. So there's two heroes within range of her right there.
I'll be back in a minute. But
Okay.
you can still play your turn.
So maybe if that piece of metal is right there,
Yes.
maybe I can take a run at her and like try to drop kick the piece of metal, like to smash it into her.
Yeah. Nice. Do it. Do it.
4, 7. So I'll use my last result to make that an 8.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right.
3, 6, 7 damage.
Woo! Oh my gosh. Yes. All right. Ooh, you've whittled this mighty space ape down a ton. Like, oh, it's not looking good. For a creature that started at like 60 stamina, now it's down quite a bit. Woo, okay. So I'm going to make her, having just been shoved at the hole she's plugging, I'm going to make an acrobatics check for her to see if she can keep from being shoved out of the hole and into the moon or into the lunar surface. Oh, that's a 6 and a 3 and a 9. So she actually manages to hold on, although more of her kind of scoots out through the hole, leaving her arms and legs kind of pushed forward like this. And so she's, oh man, you can smell more of like the burning ape hair smell. And there's more Google-eyed shrieking going on too. Ooh, I think, let's see, there's still one more Luchador hero left to attack. Is that right?
Yes.
Of you guys, because I think still someone hasn't attacked yet. Is that you,
Yeah.
kid? Or is that Lumen?
Lumen hasn't gone yet.
Yes.
Okay, so Lumen will go ahead and run up and seeing maybe kind of what Brick Steel was attempting to do there. He's going to run up and flying kick at the piece of sheet metal.
Yay!
Oh, yes, yes. Woo!
And that would be a 10. I rolled on the dice, so that would be 4 points of damage.
Woohoo! Oh, yes.
Go!
Okay. And she's making another attempt to hang on. Ha ha! 7. You have done it. Lumen charges forward like a bull and smashes the piece of sheet metal, pushing the mighty ape out onto the lunar surface. And the great internal pressure of the room slams the metal sheet against the hole. All right. Now you'll want to hold that metal against the remaining seconds that she stays alive and attempts to beat her way back in as the lunar surface unleashes its full fury on her space ape self.
Okay, so probably the last turn, right?
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, so I have to roll for initiative since I've not done it yet.
Win.
Don't fuck
That's a
up, Martin.
6. Yay!
All right. Oh, mighty heroes, put your shoulders to it, my friends.
Okay, my base attack is pretty weak, so I think I'm gonna let somebody else shine.
Ooh, okay. Could I?
I could exhaust myself but I mean, yeah, I'm not the tank. Who wants to deal some pain?
Well, at this point, what you'll want to do is hold that sheet metal against the wall of the side of the lunar base and keep her pinned outside. I
Yeah,
would like
that would be a
a
strength
muscles check.
muscles check. Yeah.
Could I have everyone do a muscles check, please?
Yep.
I'm going to also do her muscles check at
Ooh,
disadvantage.
I got double sixes.
Oh.
Woo! Double sixes! So,
Yep.
I got
So
9.
okay. So
yes!
that's 2 successes, and one of them is a crit.
Yes!
I got a dirty 12.
Yes!
Okay. I got a miss.
Mighty heroes. From outside, the giant 36-inch bicep space ape smashes like a wampa against the sheet, and you can hear the smashes slow down as each of you pits your mighty muscles against the big slab of metal, and the beating on the outside slows down and slows down, and then all goes quiet. All right. So the next thing that happens is one of the monkeys with a little suit of gray coveralls and a little tiny monkey tool belt runs over and spot welds the 4 little points around the thing to kind of weld
Well
it to the
done.
wall. As you guys are there holding it, and each of you is okay to step back now. The queen is dead. God save the king.
Yay!
Ding dong, the witch is dead. The witch is dead.
Yes.
Earl,
I thought one was
Earl
going to
is,
accuse us and say, "You killed her."
Earl is still in the room and
Yeah.
bound, right?
Yeah, he tried to in the crazy tumult, whenever all the monkeys kind of went nuts at the whole thing, he tried to kind of slip away, but he was already shackled. So one of the two security guys kind of like roughed him up a little and held him. So he's over there by the door where he was almost getting out. And the security guy has him. And he looks all sort of forlorn and busted, like a shoplifter that's been caught at the door.
Ah, we
Whew.
made it. We made
Yes.
it.
Oh,
Okay, so now we have to explain to them how they have to establish a more democratic way of taking care of themselves and
honestly, I'll say this. Much like the Munchkins gathering around Dorothy, now that the tumult has stopped, the monkeys all come running up to you. You have saved them from a kind of a kooky tyrant who's kind of forced them all into a crazy, unwanted lifestyle. But the truth of the matter is, one of her mutant powers was this mind control that she was just using to make them all obey her. And now they're
yeah.
freed from it, and you're basically their heroes. They'll all come up and like, I mean, gosh, like a prophet walking through the streets of biblical times. They'll all like touch your wrestling uniforms and stuff. They're all like, yay.
Well, I try to address them. I say, monkeys of the moon, there is a tradition of fair elections and presidents that you people have, utilized in the past. This dark era is over for you, and you can now return to democracy, freedom, and you can all thrive up here.
Yeah, and also we have to bring the gorilla mothers with their young over and explain to them that they're no longer enemies. They have to work together, and it was all the queen's doing, and they don't have to fight a stupid war anymore. And obviously these new members of the community won't be any trouble. They just want to raise their young in quiet and peace, and
Wow.
they can all live together now. And it's over. Even on Earth, the Cold War is over. We all other shits to take care of, but don't take us as models. Make your own model.
Wow. So I'll give a little bit of an epilogue to that too, because you guys are true and honorable luchadors. All of the gorillas are basically still alive from the Soviet guerrilla force here. You beat them unconscious, but never does a mighty luchador of the ring kill unless it's absolutely necessary, as we saw with the Queen. And really, the when you kind of gather everyone together, gorilla and monkey alike, and explain what's kind of gone on down on Earth, they basically arrive at their own decision that it's time for maybe some friendship. And the commander of the gorillas is still like the commander of the gorillas, but he extends a gorilla paw of friendship to the monkeys. And there's like a handshake and some nodding all around. And basically they'll go back. The gorillas will go back to their original Soviet base they have, where all of their hydroponics are, and they're growing all their living their lives. But now they're going to try to reach back out and and make contact with the Earth again. And the monkeys, having listened to your speech about how things could be, are also going back over their monkey training. And they'll sort of appoint, unless you designate someone yourselves as the heroes, they'll designate what they think is the smartest monkey to be the new moon base commander. And now that the two peoples will kind of live in peace and actually work together, forming a new moon civilization from their few little bases. As it turns out, the gorillas even have a rocket ship which can go back to Earth, and the monkeys have the old secret refurbished German UFO that they can use to go back to Earth. And they offer, of course, once everything settles down, they offer to take you back to Earth, where they feel like you are mighty heroes and you probably feel like you belong if you're interested in returning to Earth.
Got to get some food.
Yeah, the monkey food is pretty much formulated for monkey nutrition. It's kind of like monkey chow, which weirdly I learned is an actual real thing that exists.
Oh, yeah?
Monkey chow, Google it.
Okay,
It's a real thing. Monkey chow is a real thing that has all the nutrient stuff that zoologists figured out monkeys need to be healthy. So here is the next thing I want to do, though. Unless anyone has anything else they want to do on the moon, I'd like to describe a final scene. Is that okay?
I just
Yeah.
want to add a short little thing before we board
Yes.
the spaceship and go back to Earth or whatever you have in
Mm.
store for us. I just want to say you got fooled once by somebody who was power mad and who didn't want to share the power and didn't want to leave the throne. So make sure that doesn't happen again. And we may be from Earth, but we also have a base somewhere in space, not too far from here, and we'll be keeping an eye open on you on how you manage things. And if we come back, we want to come back for a friendly visit, not to sort things out again. But we trust
Every
you. We trust you to make good. Where I'm awful and I trust you, but if you lose control or you let things slide again, then we'll come back and sort it out.
And remember what happened here today.
Well, that's right.
Yes.
That is right. You know, as far as the monkeys are concerned, they consider that you will always be welcome if any of the four of you mighty heroes who will be written into lunar monkey history ever decide to return. They will honor you like visiting ambassadors of the earth, and yeah, they tell you as much too, and that you're welcome to return at any time. In fact, they'd be interested in some trade with the earth if you come back, if you wanted to bring back a list of things they think they might want.
Hey, if you come, if you share the blueprints of those sweet rocket pack, I'm sure we
Yeah.
can we can trade for things from Earth.
Yes. Yes. Done. They are prepared to share.
I look at
So-
the monkeys and I go, me bright eyes.
Yes. Yes. So, everything having been arranged to your lucha satisfaction, you pack up everything you wish to take and board the flying saucer. One of the same monkeys who was part of the original party of four that came down to Earth, Jojo, is going to pilot you back. And as you take off from the moon and start flying back, and when you watch the moon gently disappear into the distance and the great blue marble of the earth grow ever larger in the top, through the top dome, there is yet a terrible micrometeor pings through the side of the UFO and smashes into the control panel, peeling part of it away, revealing underneath a fifth button. The UFO basically just has four big buttons and this weird rotating dial thing on it, where incidentally, does anyone want to take a look at that dial?
We have to.
I might recommend it a little bit. And when you do, you recognize that the dial is like a big turn knob, like easy for a clumsy monkey hand maybe to turn. And above it is like a little panel. And you can see as you turn the dial, something else turns up into the little panel above it, like the little plastic panel, and shows you something else. And it's like Earth, Moon, Luchador comes up, then Chupacabra, then Bigfoot, and the last thing is a picture of like a globe, with like the little horizontal, the latitude longitude lines on it, and at the bottom and the top there's like black holes and arrows pointing down into the holes. And just as you're looking at that, with the arrows pointing down into the holes at what appear to be like the north and south poles of the Earth, that's when the meteorite shoots through the side of the UFO and smashes in to the big go button underneath it. And you are looking at the smoking wreckage of the control panel as your UFO banks slightly and heads to the great frozen north of the Earth. And then, as you are flying over it, it starts to pitch down and zoom right at the iceberg-covered surface of the North Pole. And it certainly seems as though it's going to crash for a few moments there as you look around for any way to head off the descent, as then you realize there's a massive hole in the top of the Earth near the North Pole, and the UFO streaks at several times the speed of sound down into the hole, and you're plunged into darkness for several moments. And only the lights of the control panel sparking reveal anything to you guys, and you're all kind of holding on as now it's like you're in a falling elevator inside the Earth's gravity, and then suddenly it begins to get lighter and lighter, and you recognize through the top glass dome of the UFO that it's like sunlight is coming now, and then you suddenly burst out of what seems to have been a dark tunnel, and you are inside a massive hollow space inside the Earth, at the center of which is a tiny molten sun. And as you're hurtling towards the ground, you can see a mighty brontosaurus raise its head to look at the shooting star that's shooting down from on top. And you also see some weird ziggurat pyramids down in here as your flying saucer shoots towards the surface of the interior hollow Earth and crashes, and everyone is momentarily knocked unconscious as we end this story and get ready for the next.
Yay!
He continued.
To be
To be
continued.
continued.
Yes.
Wow. That
Oh.
was awesome. Hollow Earth, bring it on.
I've got all the crazy stuff planned out. You will
I
fight
don't
crimes
I
all over the
believe you.
place.
That's amazing, Eric. That was so much fun. Thank you.
It was. Thank you.
Yeah, it was
so
very
much.
good, Eric. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. I tried to make sure I was much better this time about not just giving assets, but making sure there were clues, but I still didn't give you enough clues. So I promise in the next game, there will be plenty of excellent clues with their associated challenges ready for you to discover as you investigate and foil crime in the Hollow Earth.
But honestly, it's okay. I'm very okay with it. You don't put too much clues, because otherwise it makes it too easy. We made a mistake. We still managed to win.
We made it work.
It made for
Yes!
a more exciting final fight, and we all made it out alive. So it's a win. It was fun. The last fight was more suspenseful. And it was a super fun time, memorable characters, super fun setting, and I loved that. I had a blast. It was super fun.
Thank you
agree.
guys for not feeling like the Super Saiyan transformation of the Queen wasn't too much of a Dragon Ball ripoff.
Hey. Can never have too much kaiju and giant monsters.
That's right. Woo!
Right.
Yes. And
was
I'm hoping
Sorry,
you guys
go
will
for
have a chance to battle a dinosaur in the Hollow Earth at some point.
You bet.
Woo! Well, all right. Thank you, everyone, for your time and attention.
Thank you very much, Eric. Thank you to all the players. It was super fun. And happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks
Hope
to
you
Dave
enjoyed.
for hosting us.
Yeah.
Yes.
We never even got to the
Yes!
bottom. Now I might have to be. We still don't know if I'm a
That's
convert
right.
or not. It never
Well,
came
yeah,
out because I never had the opportunity to do what I wanted to do. So now we'll have to wait and see if the truth reveals itself in the Hollow Earth.
Yes, we must give you more opportunities to explore your possible Russian heritage.
Yeah,
If you were a sleeper agent, you were a very helpful one.
I was I
Yes!
did a very bad job at
Yes.
helping the Reds.
Exactly.
Yes.
Maybe you're too subtle.
Well, I feel
All right,
like
folks, and if you enjoyed this, be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned to the Games with Dave Facebook page for the next exciting episode of Crime Fighting Luchadores to be announced. Other than that, everyone, have a great night.
yeah.
Yeah. Goodbye, everyone.
Woo!